Feel the rhythm of the streets, neon lights and neon dreams. Bloody face, they feel no pain when there's so much more to gain. Hunting season, if you will, tell me where'd you rather be? I can hardly see the moon, but we'll get there pretty soon. Trying so hard to release you out of the misery. Hold on to your wishes if you can't hold on to me. Forgive me for letting you down. Forgive me for letting you down again. I guess I'm not strong enough right now. I'm not strong enough right now. Forgive me for letting you down. Forgive me for letting you down again. I guess I'm not strong enough right now. Oh my.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is your T-shirted historian, and kind of a little bit on the miserable side this week, because woke up the other day and kind of realized that this is like our third, fourth, I don't know, fifth week complaining about Wizards of the Coast, and I'm tired of it, man. I mean, they try to placate us by, putting out these little stopgap OGLs all the time, Oh, look, here's 1.1. Oh, here's 1.2. Here's 1.3. Here's 1.4. Here's 1.5. Here's 1.6. And they don't change anything. It's all the same stuff. They just reword it in a slightly more pleasing fashion, but still manage to hold all of the power in doing so. And it's really discouraging because it's like, they keep telling us that they're listening to us and they're hearing our complaints and they want to work with us and all this stuff. And, the actions don't hold up to that. And, and they keep claiming that a lot of the stuff is to protect everybody against, racism, bigotry, and harsh language, and I don't know what else. And it's just ridiculous because it's like, you know, I, this is my I don't know what this is 40th, 41st something year in the hobby, and we've never been racist to anybody at our table, not intentionally or anything. If somebody who was a different race came to my table, wanted to sit down and game with me, I'd certainly let them. Race is not a barrier to my game, and I don't think it's a barrier to anybody's game, really. And I've gamed with lots of folks from lots of different ethnic and cultural backgrounds, Jews, Gentiles, blacks, Asians, other Hispanics, white folks, haha, uh, you know, and sexual orientations, genders, whatever. I mean, it's we've never had a problem with that, so I don't know why they feel the need to protect everybody from an imaginary threat is there, because I've never seen anybody get thrown out of a game or denied a seat at the table based solely on the color of their skin or their gender. Okay. What I have seen people get removed from tables for or denied tables for is for the way that they speak to people, right? If you walk up to someone's table and you're a jerk, most people are not going to want to play with you, right? Just kind of common sense. It's a social construct. It's a social game. It's a social activity. Uh, Nobody wants to sit with somebody for 3 hours who is a jerk, right? And I think that's pretty baseline for everybody. But that's a case by case individual basis, right? That is not something that you need Wizards of the Coast and their oversight to handle for you. That is something you handle at your table personally, right? And the same would go for a virtual tabletop or whatever. Your game is your game. How you run it is up to you. Who you invite to play is up to you. Who you ask not to play is up to you. And I think most people are fair about that, right? I don't see a bunch of guys in white sheets, all hanging out at a table and telling everybody who's not a particular skin color that they're not welcome. So this garbage with WOTC, it's garbage, man. It is. And they're just using that as an excuse. It's a morality clause that doesn't need to be there. And it's frustrating, man. And then I started thinking about, well, what else can we talk about if we're not talking about WOTC all the time? And I started thinking, man, what is there to talk about? Because there hasn't been a TV series on cable or anything that has gotten me excited, interested, or pumped up in quite a while now. The last thing I really got excited to watch was House of the Dragon, and I was skeptical at first, man. I bear a great grudge for Game of Thrones. So when they announced, House of the Dragon, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out because I've already got the subscription to HBO. I might as well check out the first couple of episodes while I still got my subscription because I was planning on canceling it that month. Well, I was pleasantly surprised. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to season 2. But there's not much else, I mean, Rings of Power was garbage. Didn't see Willow because I'm not going to pay Disney Plus to watch a bunch of stuff that, frankly, just isn't that interesting to me. Every Marvel series that they've brought out on Disney Plus has been trash. The few I've seen, I should say. Every Star Wars series has kind of been mostly trash. I mean, Mandalorian 1 and 2, they were pretty good. I'm kind of looking forward to season 3, but I'm still on the fence about whether or not I really want to pay the subscription fee to watch it. Um, Movies, there's not very much. There's not very much that's got me that excited. Certainly, I'm not excited for the Marvel movies. I mean, I want to be excited about the new Ant-Man movie coming up. Um, I don't think it's going to be good. I want it to be good, but I don't think it will be. I sure hope it is. The last really good Marvel movie I saw was Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I cried my eyes out over that one because it was so good. But everything else has been garbage. Um, and that's kind of like been the state of movies for the most part. I've just not been that enthused about anything coming out. Bullet Train was pretty good. Elvis was pretty good, but you know, nothing's really captured my imagination or my excitement in it. It's really kind of bothering me now because when I started Week in Geek, it was supposed to be a pop culture channel as much as anything else. It wasn't supposed to be, us talking about tabletop games every single day. That's what the Dungeons and Discussions show was supposed to be about. But here lately, there is nothing in pop culture I want to talk about because most of it's trash. I haven't bought a comic book in 2 years because they're trash. They have been trash for a while now. And with Marvel losing the license to Conan, anything that was interesting about it is gone. Now I realize Conan still exists from Ablaze Comics, and I'm slowly keeping up with some of those. I still keep up with my manga. I still read my Berserk. I still read my Fist of the North Star. I picked up a few issues of Chainsaw Man, and there's still some anime that's fun to watch. So there's little glimmers of hope here and there, but for the most part, man, it's hard to find much to talk about other than the omnipresent Wizards of the Coast garbage right now, and that kind of bothers me. So I'm hoping today that we'll be able to talk about some other stuff, some stuff that maybe gets us excited, makes us want to talk about something besides Wizards of the Coast. But yes, we are going to talk about Wizards of the Coast because yes, it is still news. Yes, it is still a big concern for all of us. Most of y'all tuning in, I know that you're wanting to hear news about that. Probably not wanting to hear me rant. But I had to get this off my chest because this is my show and this is how I feel. And it isn't good. I don't know if anybody else feels as worn out and fatigued about all of it as I do. But I can't be alone on this. Fortunately, I got guys like Snowdub. They reminded me, hey, John Wick 4 is coming out. And my thought on that one is just kind of like, well, the second and third one were stupid, but at least they were fun. So I kind of expect more of the same from 4. So that's something to get kind of enthusiastic about. If not maybe super duper excited, but I'm more enthusiastic about John Wick 4 than anything else coming out. The only other thing I've got on the horizon that I'm really, really excited about at all is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's so far off. But that's really about it. I mean, most of what I'm hearing about is, remakes and woke takes and, just stuff I don't really want to see. But there's still video games, right? Oh, no, wait a minute. There isn't, because Callisto Protocol was crap. It was crap. It was just it was crap, okay? It was crap. Let's just be honest. It was crap. There's Dead Space. The Dead Space oh, no, wait a minute. No. No. They went woke. Never mind. I'm not going to buy that game. Okay. But we still got all these independent little games. Okay, those are fun. Those are cool. So we got those. You know what I've been playing here lately, guys? I've been playing Fallout New Vegas again. And before that was Witcher 3. I'm kind of doing the same thing I do with my movies. I watch old 80s movies. I've bought more old movies this last year than new ones. I've played more old games than new ones. That's just it's kind of a crappy comment about pop culture right now, and I don't like it. But I'm not here to rant all day, and I figure my panelists are getting bored waiting on me, and you're probably getting bored waiting on for us to get on with the show. So let me bring my guys on. We'll start off with Mr. Bro of the Guards.
Yeah, it's me. I'm here.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. Mostly did wargaming today, actually. I did about 3 games today. Yeah.
Wow,
It's
what a pro.
now you laugh because you mentioned old books and old video games, but the most favorite games are the old war games, you know. Like
Yeah.
I don't really see much 40K players. I don't see a lot of new game players. It's mostly the old comfy games that aren't weird or broken or power creepy.
I thought the what was it, the little squad based one that they brought out was pretty popular right now.
The Kill Team one?
Yeah, even Grimm's playing that one.
Is he?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I haven't seen it around me at all. That's the thing, you know. I think there's a lot of brand fatigue right now for sure. Just definitely a thing.
What about Dark Tide? Dark Tide's doing well.
Yeah, Dark Tide's pretty dope. I play the absolute, no cursing, play the breasts off of Dark Tide. But yeah, and that's pretty fun. I don't know how Dark Tide slipped past the poop shoot that all the games are in right now.
Yeah.
Because like you're playing a game that came out like what 20 years ago. New Vegas, like 20 years old, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, it's old.
Well, at least 15, something, 12. I don't know. New Vegas.
Yeah. But it's still fun.
Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior, yeah.
We got to do a DLC coming out here about a week or so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, 13 years old.
Yeah, there's always someone in chat goes, well, Garbro brings the politics, but when you think about all these brands, they're honestly somewhat insulated from all the bull spit because of it's hard.
It's hard.
Horse feathers.
The fact that they're not woke, or they haven't really felt the need to go woke. They've somehow were able to insulate themselves from all this absolute fucking
There you go.
absolutely.
Well,
you're not refraining from cursing because of me.
No, it's of YouTube. So I'll send
really.
You know what?
Yes.
Allison T-shirt is $5, so he gets his profit back on this video. Okay.
Oh, thanks. I'm not even monetized yet, so it's not a deal.
Oof.
Just say feck and pretend you're Irish.
Now, to be fair,
Yeah.
I'm monetized, and
Or fracking.
I am always limited. And it's the darndest thing, because when you're limited, they'll wait for the full 24 hours to make your video actually, greenlit. So you lose all your early view lead for all the money you're going to make. So I remember, like, before, like, just after the great koofening, I was making about $800 a month on videos. Now I make $30.
Yeah, fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't make a lot of money on monetization, but still.
Not anymore. And what's super duper funny is that if you aren't monetized or they limit your video, they still run ads on it. They just don't pay you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot. There's a lot of people who are trying to compete, but I mean, it's like herding cats, like I say about other aspects of the internet and life in general. Getting people to get on board on a different platform, well, good luck. I mean, it can happen. YouTube would have to cease to exist, I think, for that to happen, though.
Or get so bad no one wants to be here anymore. That's another thing.
Yeah.
No.
What I find fascinating is how TikTok is catching up to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
But TikTok is a lot like how YouTube used to be.
Fun.
Where there was much more social interaction, fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got its own censorship issues and so on, don't get me wrong, but the way it works is so much like the old YouTube that made it successful in the first place.
I'm just
The old days.
I'm racking my brain, but I can't remember the name of that video platform that was before TikTok.
Vine.
Yeah, Vine.
For the Vine.
Vines.
Yeah. that's a big
Vines were actually fun. There was a lot of funny Vines that came out, and then they just killed it for no reason.
Yeah, who somebody bought it and then killed it.
Yeah.
I can't remember
Yeah.
who.
Yeah, Twitter bought it.
Twitter.
I bet they're kicking themselves for not having kept it going.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a plan.
At the very least, Elon said he was saying, why don't we bring that back? But then again, that could just be a passing thought that nothing happens with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did mention about doing videos on Twitter, which is what I'm quite keen to see. If he can somehow monetize Twitter videos to compete with YouTube, and they pays a better margin than YouTube does, and pulls in all these content creators. It could be an actual whack against the side of the head of YouTube. Actual competition.
And for all the problems we've had with Twitter, it is overall the least censorious of the major platforms.
Oh yeah,
especially
now.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, right now YouTube has a monopoly over views, it has a monopoly over content, because everyone flocks to YouTube to go watch Markiplier talk about his OnlyFans account or whatever the hell happens. Everyone goes to YouTube because it's where all the content is. It's the watering hole for the internet, and unfortunately, no one's really putting out the effort to broaden their own watering hole. Like when you think about it, YouTube's a lake, and Rumble's like a small water fountain in the hallway that's not really used a lot. It's there, it's got water in it, but no one's gonna drink from it.
Yeah.
The constant obsession about advertisers annoys me, because it just almost feels like a betrayal. YouTube should be about its creators and the people that made it what it is. It shouldn't be about Soylent getting a 30-second video before whatever you're doing. Go away.
We should all try to have our own independent revenue streams of YouTube because of the advertisers. Because of advertisers, they feel they have to play nice and make everybody else play nice, whatever that means to them.
FCC
brand
rules.
friendly. Brand
If
friendly.
you ask me, they should open up the avenue for all businesses to advertise. I would happily let Pornhub advertise on my videos. I don't give a damn. Pay me.
Yeah.
But
nobody wants. Who wants to follow Pornhub? Or ad wise. So if an advertiser, because they usually do like 2 or 3 ads. So you got Pornhub, and then what? A children's movie. People. They'll have to figure out how to do that, or they would have.
Sure has changed.
I think Green Apple has actually got a good handle on this. It's the big creators have to move first, and then pull people. But there's no people there right now.
They're not going. It's a chicken and egg thing. They're not going to.
Yeah, well, not gonna.
I think video
mentality though is when Mixer tried that and they brought over Ninja, I think the guy's name was. They tried to pull people away from Twitch, and they found out that people didn't follow they didn't get the follow through like they were expecting when they got an exclusivity contract. You're gonna have to go for you have to shotgun and go just cast a wide net. Just maybe get a big guy, but then get a couple of the medium fish, a couple small fish. Kind of, you need to mix it up and give a good variety of people. Give a number of reasons.
I think the other thing is there's still a huge technological barrier and financial barrier to serving video, because it's memory intensive, it's bandwidth intensive. But technology constantly marches on. These things get progressively cheaper, which makes the rival sites more and more viable as time goes on. They can be smaller, and they can still succeed going into the future. But YouTube's the first and the biggest. Yeah, that is a huge advantage, but there are ways that people can come in and usurp it. With the advertising thing, I've never understood why anyone thinks there's any sort of association between one advert, the next advert, and the content. Right?
Yeah.
And most of this is targeting demographics. But if I see an advert for Pornhub and then an advert for, I don't know, a gritty reboot of the Care Bears or something, I'm not going to associate the two. And if an advert for something of mine appears next to some, I don't know, far-right fascist YouTube talking head on YouTube, so what? They might.
Hey, I have a name.
They might buy my stuff. Nazis buy Coca-Cola too. It's all money. And if I get Nazi bucks, I'm gonna spend it on something super racial minority or gay.
Yeah.
So
who even cares? Who even cares about adverts enough to? Who even cares enough about adverts to sit there and watch them and be like, oh, this is after this video I don't agree with? Who? Whenever I see an advert, I'm like, oh shit, I can't wait until I can click that button where it says skip, so I can watch the video. I don't even look at what's it about.
It's the advertisers that are worried.
Yeah.
Or it's the perception that the advertisers are going to blow a gasket.
I
not,
think it came
not
from something
us.
else. See, I think it started with the weaponization of adverts. That's when it all first started. I'm pretty sure that I don't know, a tire company doesn't give a singular damn about where their ads are going. Only people see them. They're trying to sell a product. But what happened was this whole shaming thing. You're trying to sell tires on a alt-right YouTube page? Oh, and they somehow were able to figure out how to socially weaponize these ads and the place they're going to. That's when the whole thing kind of started going downwards. Because I remember, back in the day, I would get everyone. I would get Soylent, and I would get Wonder Bread ads and everything else. I was like, I don't give a damn. And it seems kind of silly to care where the ad goes. There are people in their homes who are probably making pipe bombs and watching your ad on Hulu. It doesn't change anything. I mean, it just seems so backwards and silly to me that they're worried about that. Oh, what if our ad goes on the wrong page? Then I guess I don't like how Grim said. I guess the Nazis will buy your Tide dish soap. I don't know. No one cares.
Yeah, they got to wash their white hoods on something, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Just sell the thing, make the money. It's
Nazis are part of society to begin with. They can just go to the store and buy all these brand products anyway. You don't even need ads. So
it seems so backwards. It really does. It seems just like such a silly waste of time. What if the wrong people buy our goods? They already are buying our goods. I guarantee there's a skinhead just sucking down a Snickers right now, and you can't stop him. He's gonna eat these shit out of Snickers, and nothing's gonna stop him. Nobody.
What you can do? Put a Mars confectionery commissar in the sweet aisle. Excuse me, I have to check your politics before you can buy us a candy bar.
Oi, where's your Snicker license, mate?
Exactly. You got a candy bar license.
For the sake of cultural diversity, we're gonna insist you buy three bags of gummy worms.
Well, that's white chocolate.
Buy the rainbow Skittles. Buy the rainbow Skittles now. White chocolate.
It's fine. It identifies as dark chocolate. Is that okay?
Yes.
It's got a chocolate swirl in the middle, like dark chocolate. It's fine.
That's miscegenation.
Oh no! That white chocolate bar is black on the inside. All right, it definitely counts.
Okay, well,
They should really track the white chocolate though. Because if the white chocolate's being sold a lot, you know who's buying it.
It's not even chocolate.
Fat women?
Huh?
Women?
If white chocolate's being sold a lot, fat women?
Folks who like white a lot.
No. Ash, you eat white chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
What a racist for them.
Well, then where do you place Kinder eggs? Because they're white on the inside and they're brown.
Exactly.
That's a whole different issue.
Kinder eggs. It's a whole code thing, like pizza.
Yeah.
It's the Germans.
Oh man, the Cadbury. What's the one Cadbury bar that's like white chocolate? It's like dairy milk or something like that.
Yeah.
That
it's not white chocolate. Milky Bar is the white
Milky
chocolate
Bar. That's the one I'm thinking of.
I've never
that
eaten one of those.
Yeah.
I like Cadbury cream egg though.
I can barely finish.
They're in the stores now. I had 2 today.
Actually, Cadbury cream eggs are coded as gay because you're eating an egg in your mouth. That's what
I don't care.
I don't care. They're delicious.
Cadbury eggs are the gay pipeline for candy. All right.
I am the B in LGBTQ, so I don't care.
Dude. The Cadbury mini eggs. Those are my favorite.
The
snack.
one.
Just sit there with the bag and I like to let the candy just melt away. That's the best.
I've eaten 1,000 calories in candy and I can't stop. Please help.
I have to admit the best candy bar that I've ever had that comes out of Britain is the Fries. What is it? It's like what?
Turkish Delight.
Turkish Delight. Yeah, Fries Turkish Delight. Oh God, those are so good. And you can't get them in the United States. And I'm just like, why? Are you just being cruel to us?
They're not very popular anymore. It's quite hard to get them even over here. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, to free my ass. Yeah.
You can only buy the posh Turkish Delight in the sort of round metal tins now.
Is that Turkish Delight in general or that particular brand?
That particular bar.
Okay.
Because it's Turkish Delight wrapped in chocolate.
I like how we're RPG news. We were like, about our favorite chocolate bar.
Australia's got it going on too.
The tangent is complete. We've gone completely off the rails.
Okay, I have a couple of things. Okay, first off, just a passerby. It says that's why American chocolate tastes so terrible. How some bars like Hershey's contain a chemical that gives vomit smell taste. Okay, I know about this. I'm a historian. I know the story behind this. What happened is when Milton Hershey built his factory in Hershey, Pennsylvania, he had a chemist who was trying to crack the formula for the European chocolate flavor because he was, obviously he was going to go into chocolate production. The problem is, no matter what the guy tried, he couldn't get the chocolate to taste without some of those sour notes. So eventually, Milton just said, "You know what? We'll just go ahead and sell it anyway because." Most people don't know what European chocolate tastes like, and we're selling it at such a cheap price that people will buy it and they'll eat it. And sure enough, we do. Hershey's chocolate has always had that strange flavor, at least strange compared to like European chocolates. He changed our tastes for chocolate rather than trying to change the chocolate for everyone's tastes.
Yeah, they shouldn't be called.
Analogy for RPG games being corrupt and not being picked up. It's a great tangent, historian. Well done.
They shouldn't be called chocolate kisses. They should be called chocolate verps.
Like what I'm gonna have after I drink this vodka.
The other thing with American chocolate is it's never tempered properly, so you get that white bloom all over the surface really quickly.
You do.
The tastiest part.
Yeah, see, green apple, the biggest test for it, and I only noticed it whenever I ate two of my favorite American chocolates are I like Symphony bars and I like Heath bars and I like Score bars because I like anything with what's that stuff in the middle?
Nougat, caramel.
No.
Nuts.
The other
biscuit.
The blood of young innocent.
Nougat.
No.
The tea there.
The
Marzipan?
hard taffy stuff that sticks to your toffee. Yes, thank you, toffee. I couldn't. My brain is like, I need to drink more caffeine.
The hard toffee stuff. Oh yeah, toffee. Oh.
I love toffee. Yes. Yeah.
I love how the English love tea, but we'll drink fucking tea.
But I was picking up some. I picked up like a Heath bar, and I picked up a Score bar because I'm like, I like them both. Well, tried the Heath bar first, and then tried the Score bar, and then that's when I noticed the difference in the chocolate taste. Because one is made by Hershey's, the other one's made by Nestle.
I'm hungry and not hungry at the same time.
It's like cheese.
Imagining eating like 6 chocolate bars in a row and then throwing up.
But it's like cheese. If all you've ever had is Kraft singles,
yes,
individually wrapped, you're like, oh, this is okay. And then and this isn't even real cheese either. But if you get like deli cheese or anything that's actual cheese, it doesn't say cheese food on it. You're like, oh, that other stuff is crap. And I haven't gone back. I don't eat anything wrapped in plastic individually anymore, cheese-wise, because I know it's not actual cheese. It's a fraud.
And you know what the saddest thing is right now, Joe? And you'll know what I'm talking about. There's an entire generation of people who have only ever drank an ice-cold Coke out of a plastic bottle.
I like my cheese like I like my women, wrapped in plastic and smelling like feet.
Well,
and it got weird.
You had me at wrapped in plastic, but yeah, I'm sorry.
I like my cheese, like my girls, wrapped in plastic and sliced thin. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well,
not European and mature.
Yeah.
But if you make a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, a good one, a real one, got to use Cheese Whiz. You have to use Cheese Whiz.
Oh my gosh, we're losing viewers.
Cheese in a can.
Oh, because we're discussing cheese.
Cheese, hell.
Oh my gosh, we're losing viewers. Oh.
Well, you see, we haven't said our 3 Hail Wisconsins with all the cheese talk.
Quick, bring Upwards of the Coast. They'll come back.
Yes. All right. So let's start talking.
Weasels of the Coast.
Weasels of the Coast.
Our favorites.
Okay, but first, I did want to say one good thing, one positive thing that I almost forgot to mention. Today I got the notification that Vox Machina season 2 is on Prime.
Yeah.
And I actually watched the first couple of episodes, and I like Vox Machina. Whatever my personal feelings are about Matt Mercer and Critical Role, I like the Vox Machina cartoon. It's fun. So
Well, it's fun because it's quite adult, and they're able to use crude humor where it's appropriate. That's one of the biggest things. You're able to enjoy yourself. It's not like well, Scanlan. That's really like Scanlan's being a pervert, and no one cares because it's funny.
Yes.
Like, imagine if Scanlan, the cartoon character, wasn't made by Matt Mercer and not signed off by the Critical Role boys. Imagine the absolute footloose storm that would happen. Like, this character's an absolute bigot, and he's just sexing with the girls, right?
That's what makes me wonder too. It's like, if Wizards puts in the new morality clause, I mean, and people are like, well, what about your Critical Role stuff? I mean, Scanlan and all these other characters who are very edgy and racy
really
and
problematic, man.
Yeah, what's going to happen there?
Depends if they fork over the cash, I suppose.
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, like it's rules for thee, but not for me, kind of thing. Like, we can be perverts, but you can't.
It's not actually about morality, is it? Though it's just about
control.
It's having a stick to shove people they don't like out.
Exactly.
This is control that we can easily avoid.
Get in the box.
Okay. Let me temper that a little bit. Everybody who's already has a bunch of content out there under 1.0, they have cause for concern, and I don't want the rug pulled out from under them. But they might get the rug pulled out from under them. But the rest of us who don't, we can just do our own thing.
I've said that. I made that very announcement on Twitter. I said, there was a lot of games that were out before OGLs and SRDs.
That turned into a pretty long list.
Yeah,
lots of people jumped in. Yeah,
a lot of people jumped on that.
Your mention of Weasels of the Coast has actually got me thinking hard about a possible Iries Wilderkind adventure. Imagine a hex grid with like weasel folk that are pirates, and they're like go up and down like the East Coast, and like that would be cool.
Yeah, that's
I see someone's.
I would buy that.
It winds up being a series of the weasels are going and slowly collecting all the territory and making their empire bigger.
You have to literally go up and down the coast, like plundering ruins and like looking for hidden treasure, and like if you build strongholds, that could be awesome.
Should be something about like.
Okay. Wait a minute. Ash, thank you very much. I had completely forgotten about that. Thank you for giving me a reason to go back to the cinema again. I forgot there is a movie out there I am excited to see. Cocaine Bear.
But that adventure should be about like the people that live on that coast. They do it under some ancient contract that was supposed to be like eternal, and then the weasels show up and they're trying to figure out a way to like basically evict people, like to like cancel that ancient covenant, and
If you're having weasels, you need to put some Wind in the Willows references in there.
Yeah, of course.
So you got to have Toad of Toad Hall as a mad artificer or something.
Yeah.
Badger is an old berserker who lives in the woods.
Is Wind in the Willows public domain? It might be.
It might be. I'm not sure.
I don't know that reference.
I am not echoing. I think you're hearing me through Grimm's speaker.
My speaker's off.
Oh, well, I'm hearing me through somebody's.
Published in 1908, so if I remember right, that should be covered by public domain since it's up to like 1927 now.
Huh. Oh, yes. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I forgot about that one too. That is another one I would need to watch.
Renfield.
If we're also throwing on other movies coming out this year to look forward to, Renfield.
Yeah, Renfield.
Nicolas Cage's Dracula.
Renfield looks good.
Yeah, Wind in the Willows is public domain.
Ooh. Yeah, I've never heard of that if I want to.
Is that
have you seen the Disney movie?
Nope.
You haven't seen Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, the classic?
I have.
Yeah, that's
Wind in the Willows. I have no idea.
Well, that's going to be your introduction. Next time you have some time with the kids or whatever, pull that up. Great movie.
Okay.
It's like
I actually prefer Ichabod. I prefer the Legend of Sleepy Hollow part more. I love that stuff. The songs with Bing Crosby and all that. Like, it's funny because like
oh boy, Ichabod, I just got copyright claimed.
Yeah, ostensibly like the movie was made for kids, but it's like got so much like the vocabulary in the 1940s compared to today. It's like insane. Like it's like the itinerant pedagogue. Like I'd like to elucidate. It's like kids. I guess kids were smarter back then.
Yeah, I saw like an old clip from like they were interviewing like I think it was like 10 or 12-year-olds like kids in Britain in like the 1960s, and they're all wearing like smart little suits and stuff, and they talk like 50-year-old adults, like they like are using all these like really fancy words and stuff. They talk like Tolkien basically, and it's like really it was really insane.
Well,
Fancy words like buttered toast and Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's a snow dub. Hang on a minute, guys. Hang on. Let's smoke that wagon.
Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
One of my favorite lines in a movie.
I love that movie.
It's a great
Tombstone is one of my favorites of all time. And it's an old movie, so once again, I'm like, oh look, old movies better than new movies.
When are they gonna make like a cool like violent like western again? Every time there's a western these days, it's about like a gay cowboy or like I don't know, like just something dramatic. There's like no gunfights or anything. There's like no cool like.
I mean, there's been some pretty badass ones. Let's be honest. We got Bone Tomahawk. We got Red.
That was
yeah, but that's like 10 years ago already. No, I'm just talking like now.
10 years ago.
I think I saw previews for one coming up.
What was the one with all the blood and Samuel L. Jackson?
Django?
Oh no, that was the one where they're all in the inn. It's a big spin series. He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, that was boring.
I enjoyed it.
It was pretty hack and slash, people getting murdered all over the place.
That's fun.
Bone Tomahawk was 2015.
Yeah, it's like almost 10 years ago, like I said.
But,
8 years
ago. I didn't like the
Yeah.
ending. The ending was weird.
Yes.
The rest of it was kind of strange, but that's par for the course. But the ending was like really kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Just a
Hateful
passerby.
Hateful Eight.
Okay, what does skinning a smoke wagon? Okay, that is everything that he asked him in that thing. Those were all euphemisms for drawing your gun. Skin your smoke wagon, draw your gun. Throw down means throw your, pull your gun.
So basically, the old pistols were a lot of smoke, and one of the names for them was a smoke wagon because they would just constantly spit out smoke and blind you. And due to the fact you're in a leather holster, they would say, "Go on, skin it," as in pull it out of the flesh of the holster. It's a whole cowboy slang thing.
Was that a real slang, or did they make it for the movie?
I'm pretty sure it's real slang. Same for the whole Huckleberry Hucklebearer thing. It's a thing as old as time. But
the Hucklebearer thing is not real, though.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
There's all these different stories of what that actually meant. Like, I always assumed that had something to do with Huckleberry Finn. I don't know, but I'll be your Huckleberry Finn. Like, I don't know.
I'll be your big black man. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
I don't think that's what
I can say that. I can say that name, Godbro.
What?
It would have been the same if he'd have said
Mr. Nice Man Jim. Yeah.
Yeah.
it'd have been the same if he'd have said, I'm your dandelion or something. It's like, he just like I'm the dude who will do it for you.
You can't mention Huckleberry Finn, you'll get banned. It's actually banned at my sister's school. She's a middle school teacher.
Probably a lot of them. A lot of schools banned it.
Not very good expectations of you, pal.
Yeah. Speaking of harsh language, it's probably up to 2 generations now.
What the hell's Hackett?
They don't know what harsh language is.
No.
Most of us grew up with stuff like Blazing Saddles.
God, that was fun.
That era of 70s, 80s, it wasn't always the greatest movies, but at least it reflected, a lot of it reflected the way people talk. And, and they were funny. And they were more genuine than the crap we've got now. Like
today, they would be described as exploitation films.
What I've heard is that Mel Brooks is making a new movie now, for what I hear.
You mean
really?
You mean there was actually a time in history, in our living history, that people could laugh at themselves and other people and joke and not get taken to court over it.
Wasn't that long
That's
ago
ridiculous.
though? Like I often watch movies like just silly comedies from like the 2010s, the 2000s, whatever, and they're hilarious now because they're so offensive. Like compared to the stuff that comes out now, they say like the wildest stuff, and like meanwhile this was like 10, 15 years ago, and you're just like movies that back then were just like stupid and silly.
I mean,
You're laughing your ass off now, like Norbit, like just
like the
stupid shit
the first 10 minutes of Borat are more offensive than like any movie in the 70s.
Yeah.
I
Or,
like Dictator. That was pretty
Thunder.
funny.
Yeah, hilarious.
Tropic Thunder was awesome. I
Or like
did
movies
that.
that, like movies that come. I watched
Did you
White
want to
Chicks,
know Did you want to know the etymology of Huckleberry?
Sure.
So Huckleberry is a corruption of Whortleberry, which is the British form. It's talking about small, dark, rather insignificant but useful wild fruit, basically. And from there, it came to mean like something easy or humble or like a sidekick. So if you're saying I'm your Huckleberry, you're saying, yeah, no problem, I'm the right guy for the job. I'll be there. I'm your sidekick.
Yeah,
allegedly.
You can count on me.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I. No, it's not allegedly. That's the way it is. that Huckleberry stuff is a lie.
Allegedly.
Ash.
It's not Hucklebears, it's cocaine bears.
Okay, what's the last really offensive but funny movie you've seen?
Well, probably the Borat films. I love those.
Oh, I love the first Borat. The second one was good too, but
The one with where is the gay German guy? It was also pretty funny. Like the scene in the in the hotel and stuff. Yeah.
what about Bad Santa, whom Joe
Yeah.
just looks
Oh,
exactly
I
like?
love that.
Yeah.
Bad
see,
Santa had me rolling.
Yeah.
The last truly offensive movie I watched was Guess Who's Back. That's the last one I watched. It was truly offensive.
I didn't see that one.
It's where Hitler comes back through time. He finds that dead
no.
dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a German movie. Yeah.
Yeah, all the Mike Myers movies were pretty. They had all kinds of stuff in it. You could point and say, "Ooh, that's naughty."
Yeah, like anti-Dutch bigotry.
Right.
I like it. Wait. Victor,
Yes.
please say the line. I love gold.
I love gold. Fasha.
Yeah, Fasha.
I mean, he took that accent.
Well, that's sort of silly. Like Fasha, it means father. We say vader. Like it's not that different from father. It's actually what Darth Vader is based on. Like Vader is based on the Dutch word for father. So you should have seen that whole like that is Luke's dad thing coming. But yeah, we don't say Fasha. Like
Darth Father.
You mean to tell me a comedian would lie for tell a joke?
yeah.
Well, I did have a Dutch friend who did have a lot of shushing when he would speak, though.
Well, that was just called a lisp. He was just a nerd.
That in his web feet.
Dutch Jeffro.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, about
Just
modern
wrong.
movies, though, like the only two good modern movies I've seen in the last year have been The Menu and Puss in Boots.
Yeah, Puss in Boots was great. The second one,
Like,
I watched
that-
that recently. Yeah.
There was
I
a lot
heard
of
that's
cursing
good.
in Puss in Boots, and there's blood in it too. Like they show a lot of bleeding cuts in there, and there's a lot of like bleeped out cursing and stuff. It's hilarious.
There's so much art of that wolf going around now.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to see RRR yet?
No.
I've seen RRR. I don't get the hype. I really don't. It's one of those goofy Bollywood movies. It's like
Yeah, Bollywood. I mean, in clips is probably okay, but sitting through a whole movie is difficult.
I never got into
Difficult.
Bollywood. No offense, Ash, but like that shit.
Why would I be offended?
It's different.
No
Oh,
offense.
he's the
Mr.
token
Northern Man.
Indian. Pick on him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tried
exactly.
one once. I was like bored and there was like nothing to do, and I was like, oh, it's like a Bollywood movie about a hitman. I'm like, I like hitman. I like action. I'll watch that.
Oh.
And then literally within 5 minutes, there's like a singing dance number. I'm like, what? It's about hitman. Like, why are they singing and dancing?
So, pardon me, real quick. Just a passerby is asking about The Menu. The Menu was a lovely, mysterious movie. It kept me on my toes. It had a lot of actual twists in it. I was like, oh, like I was actually like going like, what the like I was actually yelling out in the theater because it actually catches you by surprise, and it's like a fun little twist here and there. It's like, oh, these little twist.
Yeah, I'm missing all of this because I just completely ignore any. If someone says new movie, I just turn off because it's been such a bad experience.
I hate new things. Boomer face.
Yeah, it's, obviously I'm in that range. But
I don't like change.
well, no, it's not. No, I like movies, but
I know.
It's a crapshoot. You go to a movie and you never know.
It
if you're
is.
gonna get the
It
message.
is a crapshoot.
The message.
There's still some good stuff that comes out.
Message.
Now,
Like,
there is a film I've actually been sorely tempted to get, but I just have a lot of mixed feelings about it because I've already read what it's about. I've read what goes on in it.
You read it,
and I'm just no, a Serbian film.
I keep forgetting.
Oh yeah,
about
that one is notorious. Let's just say.
Yeah,
dumb. Now, if you want an actual, real disturbing movie, I've talked about this like a year ago on your stream, so it's been a long time. Come and See. That's a great World War II film. Like extremely upsetting, accurate. Come and See. Go see that. But don't watch Men Behind the Sun. That's another World War II movie about the Japanese experiments at the concentration camp. That one is super messed up.
Unit 713.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about that one.
The dirty side of history and the moral obligation of making the best weapon you can to defeat the enemy. I mean, it's one of those things. People don't want to like completely like demonize the Germans or the Japanese, but if the Americans were in the exact same like place, we would doing horrible stuff too.
They recruited those guys after the war.
Yeah, we literally workshopped and gave those guys jobs at NASA for God's sakes.
Like the guy, the Japanese doctor was the head of all those vivisections and like all that stuff. He like died like comfortably at old age working for like the Americans. So yeah.
I saw that way back.
Fireflies.
That's an oldie, but that's a great movie.
Is the best video to like punk your friends. Hey guys, you see a cool anime? I love anime. Sure.
Hey,
That's what my wife did that to me. My wife said, "Hey, come see this movie. It's about fireflies. Okay, whatever." What? Everybody's gonna die. Oh, it was a tearjerker.
Nagasaki.
Yeah. Thanks, honey.
Oh no.
But the last, I think, disturbing movie I watched was either The Lighthouse or The Island, but it was.
Oh yeah.
I think it was called The Lighthouse. Maybe I can't remember, but it was about a lighthouse.
Willem Dafoe and
that one.
Yeah,
I was like, I can never get that hour and a half back.
I don't watch disturbing movies. I don't like psychological like drama. I don't like torture porn and stuff like that. I want to see like action or funny stuff or like
Well, okay, I like the Hostel movies, so I guess I do like torture porn. But
so with all that in mind, what do y'all think of the whole Black Adam film?
Well,
I enjoyed it.
Porn.
I enjoyed it. Okay, I mean, I thought it was fun.
Hold on.
I heard the aggregate. I heard was meh.
Yeah, it was very meh.
But that's good for a DC film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
I like the stuff in the beginning where he wakes up and he like first takes on all those mercenaries and he's just throwing like cars and stuff around with them in it. Like that was a cool scene, but like the rest of the movie is kind of crap.
Yeah. All right, go on. A damn dog found a mousetrap with her face.
Oh dear!
I told
Ouch
you.
Time.
Jeez.
Ow, that had to hurt.
Well, it's a German Shepherd. She's fine. She's tough.
I'm not sure about movies, but there's still some occasional like good shows. Like The Recruit is fun. That came out this year. Tulsa King is really good with Sylvester Stallone. Where he's like
I need to watch that.
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
Ball sucking.
Tulsa, like as in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the city.
He said ball sucking.
That's what it sounded like to me.
The Italian stallion rides again. I see.
Yeah. No, that was that's a different movie. Ball sucking, electric boogaloo.
I just love
Very
sucking
fine
ball.
We need to have some list somewhere. Good movies, or whatever. But yeah, toe sucking.
It'd be a very short list. It'd be a very, very short fucking list.
Yeah, here you go,
No, it'd be a long list.
Tulsa King. There we go. I still didn't understand what you were saying.
Yeah, come on. What's with all this anti-Dutch bigotry? We just discussed this.
You guys invented slavery.
this
so you
just.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Actually, the Muslims, the security, it's a history. Lovely.
Yeah, but
I have this urge to play like 7th Sea or something like The Age of Sail, just to fight the Dutch now. No reason.
no.
I want to fight the Dutch so bad. Ugh.
Yeah,
It would be great to have a movie with a bunch of Dutch people in it and the heavy accents, just to watch a crowd of people go,
You mean like any film made in Dutch, in the Netherlands?
Well, it would be a nice pirate movie that you get tricked into seeing because you have some famous people being the pirates, and then you got a bunch of Dutch people, and you're like, I can't understand anything they're saying.
There's a few movies with Dutch in it. A Bridge Too Far, the World War II movie from the 70s with Sean Connery and stuff. That's set in the Netherlands, and they actually use Dutch actors for like all the the local populace, which was a nice touch because usually in like those movies they just like put in some fake Dutch or some fake German and stuff. But no, they actually got like proper actors for it.
That's pretty good. Which one was that? A Bridge Too Far?
Yeah.
There was a movie called A Knight's Tale where that
was a good movie.
It was filmed in Czechoslovakia.
Yep.
And all the extras are Czech, and the Czechs didn't know any English, so like,
yeah,
a lot of times they have to like okay, now cheer, like, because nobody knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I'd actually like to go to the Netherlands too, because the women are hot, and you can smoke pot, and you can look at little Dutch masters artwork, and just
the
red light district, everything. It's just
they tell you about all that, but they don't tell you how much dog poo there is around.
What?
Amsterdam especially.
They don't pick it up.
It's Amsterdam, not San Francisco.
Yeah, they've started to tackle the problem, but it's still there.
Well, at least it's dog turds, not human turds, like San Diego. I mean, it could be worse.
Oh my gosh!
Why is there corn in this? What the?
What the
flip? You don't grow corn here.
Who's feeding their daggone dog corn, sir? That's human shit. Oh.
Anyway, okay, couple things here. Yeah, I'm just trying to move past this.
Move past the turd.
Yeah, Joe. I understand that you now have a few more print-on-demand things on your store.
I have two authors two creators who have put up a print-on-demand. Hopefully, something soon. Then I don't know how long Victor's going to how long his is going to take to complete, but he said that it would go up as soon as that was finished. But yes, we have two. And one is, and I'm old, so now that you put me on the spot,
pressure. Doon 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 doon.
Yeah, I just
listened to that copyright claimed.
Yeah, that's us claim.
It's good.
With four simple notes, you ruined a stream guard, bro.
It worked. It worked for Vanilla Ice, right?
Yeah.
Betty, I can name that tune in 4 notes.
Oh, that's a great movie, by the way. Cool as Ice.
It was. It was so silly.
No, that movie's such a stinker. I hate that movie.
I prefer Cool Runnings.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was fun.
I like that one. That's fun.
So the Basic Expert and David Guile both have their products up. One is Cowpunchers Reloaded. He pulled that without the OGL. He even has some interesting stuff in here about use it as you will. He has let's see. So long as you credit this work and release your product in the same manner under CC by SA, you can even sell it commercially. So
nice.
Kudos to the Basic Expert, and David Guile has a similar thing going on with his. So with cool. Dungeons and Delvers. He might need to change that title because you never know what Wizards of the Coast are going to try to pull. It has 2 Ds in it.
They can't trademark Dungeon.
Didn't they try to go after Gygax for that same reason?
Yeah, the game that ended up as Dangerous Journeys.
I'm dead? Right. Well, why would you ask me that? Did I say something? Did I not say something?
Well, you're a fan of zombies, so maybe.
I love zombies.
T-shirt confirmed dead.
To death.
But do you love zombies?
What's that?
I used to write it.
T-shirted. What's that anime where like the girl it starts out as in a high school and you think it's going to be like a slice of life and there's like a couple of girls and like it turns out that they're like living in a zombie apocalypse and like everyone is dead outside.
High School of the Dead.
Yeah. Is that any good? I haven't seen that.
It was, from what little I got to see of it. When I started watching it, it was all fan sub. So
Calvinoni just said something that confuses me. He said, as my dad said, the Congolese would attack any Dutch on site during time off at the bars. Why would they attack the Dutch? It wasn't us that messed up the Congo. That was the Belgians.
You're white.
Well, they still pissed about
sound funny.
War wars.
Yeah. No, that was South Africa. That's nowhere near the Congo.
You never know back then. The Dutch kind of took the lead on colonialism, which I
No,
don't
but
think
like the Congo is
so.
Belgian. That was like King Leopold and stuff. That wasn't us.
Yeah, but nobody knows who the Belgians are.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like in
What
America
is a
after
Belgian?
9/11, like rednecks would attack people with turbans, even though it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
Islam. Stuff like that.
See, this is
I
why
have
you
a
can be
friend who's
racist
Belgian.
accurately. That's what matters here. All right.
I have a friend who's Belgian, and I asked him once. I said, "How would you describe Belgian?" He said, "It's France, except it's a big giant. It's a big giant amusement park ride with chocolate and beer."
Only half
and
of it
Flemish.
is France. Yeah, the
It's
other
like
half
France,
is
but less
Dutch.
violent.
See, the other half is Dutch, and it's all nice and sunny, and everything's green. And then you go over to the French side, and the sun just dims, and the grass just wilts, and there's like cracks in the road, and like all the people have hunchbacks and stuff. So yeah,
Even the sun doesn't like the French.
yeah.
Mon Dieu.
The refugee camps. It's like District
Uh-oh.
9.
Ironcaster got blown off the stream.
Got what?
I asked a friend to describe Belgium, and he just waffled.
See, but
Bad
joke there.
those two sides legit hate each other, though.
off the
And it took,
stage.
I remember a couple of years ago, it took them like almost more than a year or something to form their government because the two sides don't get along. Meanwhile, these are the people that are like, "Hey, we're in charge of the European Union, where we're all together, yay!" It's like you can't even run your own country properly. Like,
My reading skills are on par with Jamaican bobsledding skills. What? What's wrong with my reading? I mean, I read
That's such a
slow.
weird slam.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, is that the own you think it is?
That's
Because
not a bad
wasn't the
thing.
Jamaican bobsled
Running-
team really good?
Random weird insult.
Yeah, it's like okay.
You read like bobsled team. Okay.
Maybe it sounded good in his head.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You read like bobsled team. Okay. That's such a weird insult. I that's what?
Cool runnings. Look at the chat. Okay, I'm going all the way back and looking at the
people are talking about cool ones.
just repost it for me, dude.
Why are you letting the chat tell you what to do? You're the one in
Why
charge.
you letting the chat dictate stuff, bruh?
Because I love them.
Will they pay
he's
your
a-
bills or something? Oh yeah.
because he's
Yeah.
secretly a bottom.
Even L.
The Dungeon Delver heard his game mentioned and he materialized like the devil.
He did. Look, hi, it's the Dungeon Delver.
I
It's
heard
good to
my
see you,
ears
bud.
were burning.
I've been catching your shorts and your streams every morning, Bill. Good stuff. Okay.
Bill.
At T-shirt historian, you dead mon is a quote out of Cool Running. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what he meant. Okay.
You know when the last time I saw that movie was? It's like when it came out in the theater, and I didn't watch it again after that.
When
so
Pauly Shore was still funny, long time ago.
yeah.
What
back
he
when
was?
yeah,
I mean,
Maybe it's a
it varies.
comparative thing.
yeah. I mean, as compared to,
Actual comedians.
Have you guys heard about
okay.
that new
Well,
D&D
let me
movie
put it to you this way: Would you rather have modern comedians or Pauly Shore back?
Well, there are a couple of good modern comedians, but they can't go anywhere and do any shows because they get canceled. So
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Bill-
true.
Well, there are two who fight that. There's Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle. Those are
But
two.
even
Yeah.
Bill Burr is kind of woke these days, though. So
He's
Billy
married to a
Burr.
black woman. Like what the?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's mild though. He's mild in comparison.
Dave Chappelle can't walk outside of his house without getting assaulted by
Without a bunch of big fat white women getting in his fucking way and trying to shut down his shows. Yeah,
if
I've
you
noticed.
go a bit lower than that, there's still some good comedians. Big J Okerson, Shane Gillis. He was the guy that got cancelled for making like a joke about Asians, and he got his spot on Saturday Night Live taken away. That was a couple years ago. He's like really
Wow.
funny. There's still some funny comedians. You just gotta go a little bit lower than Dave Chappelle.
There is one called Isaac Butterfield. He's an Australian guy. I'm not sure
Oh.
if you
He's
guys
funny.
have heard of him. He's good.
I'm easily amused. I mean, it's like, I still laugh at fart jokes. So I mean, it's just me.
To be fair, fart jokes are bangers. Let's be fair. All right.
They are funny though. Yeah.
But
Speaking
like
of
I said-
Australian comedians, I used to like Jim Jeffries, but then he also went kind of woke. So yeah, I don't know.
so any new news on this impending D&D movie or no?
It's well, my first complaint about it, of course, is what is it? What $40 million on the budget, and
40
they made
million?
Yeah, 45
Like on
actually.
purpose?
Yeah,
Like that was
I think
planned?
so. I can double check the receipts if you want, Guard Bro. But
sometimes that can be a little hard to really parse because sometimes that's just what they spent on the movie itself, and that's not including advertising bucks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound like enough to be a really good film technically today.
Hold on.
Standard budget like 100 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
And they're gonna have special effects.
Imagine
and if they're
having
doing
all
any
that money.
reshoots, it's going to cost more.
But
Like,
then
imagine
even
having
big
all
budget
that
stuff
money,
can.
it still sucks. It's amazing.
Yeah, like even big budget stuff like the Rings of Power, like they had like $1 billion budget or like more, and they had like printed chainmail. Like it was just a T-shirt with a chainmail print on it.
It was.
Yes.
It was a T-shirt of scale mail. Is what it was.
Yeah.
It was. Okay. So Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie is made with a budget of approximately $45 million. That was as of November 15th, 2022.
Imagine burning 40 mil and the movie still sucks.
I mean, I could enjoy
It
Chris Pine
floors
being
me.
in the movie, but the lady they have is the Barbarian. I've not liked her in anything I've seen her in.
She's there to look cute.
Ugh.
Well, and then there was the call to boycott it trended on Twitter for a while.
Yeah, because of the D&D fiasco, the OGL fiasco.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to boycott the movie due to the OGL.
Yeah, and the TV series. So.
Yeah, because if film does badly, then that hurts Hasbro's pocketbook, which is what you want to do.
Well,
I
apparently
missed it, Joe.
D&D. So D&D makes apparently a whole lot of fucking money for Hasbro. Like the
he cursed.
a lot of money.
It's so weird because I saw that Motley Fool article and it was just kind of like they bring in like 70-something% of the revenue, and yet it's only like one quarter
a lot of it.
And I'm just kind of like, so you're telling me like the sales of all the little plastic crack miniatures and stuff is not that great? I mean, because these G.I. Joe collector guys are just crazy about, and the Transformer guys are crazy about all those, little figures.
I remember because me and Nick Beardy did a video yesterday, and I was kind of Googling stuff while we're talking, and they just broke $1 billion a few months ago. Like, they finally broke over that threshold where they're making buku dollars, and Hasbro has that dog on a tight leash because that's their money makers. What they need right now to stay, kind of like in the black, and it's like because they're. I'm not going to look here in this year because last year was great. This was before
Legion,
the whole
stop
LGL
your
thing.
Gen 1 Transformers bigotry. Okay?
Oh.
'Cause there was some Gen 2 and 3 Transformers that were really cool, okay? I like Predaking. So
All
you just be quiet.
are built the same. They all have value.
They have trans in the name, so.
Well, how do you feel about the headmasters and the
I have
God Force
headmasters.
and all the Japanese?
I have headmasters. I still have my headmasters. They're still sitting over there in my box. I've got them.
That hits different to a Brit.
It does.
I want that Transformer from Big, the movie with Tom Hanks, where like the Transformer turns into a skyscraper.
They are not Macross ripoffs. They had one Transformer that was a Macross ripoff, and that was Jetfire, and that one is worth about $80. And I know because I have one. I've had one since it was new.
All the cool kids had GoBots.
I hated GoBots.
I didn't like any of those.
GoBots.
You didn't like any of those, Greg?
No, I was a real Ghostbusters fan. Ninja Turtles. That's my real Ghostbusters #1 for me.
I was G.I. Joe and Transformers. So
I think it's
All
funny
this
how
stuff-
like the
all this
Transformers
stuff
guys
hit when
wore
I
down
got too old.
GoBots. Ugh, peasant. GoBots, disgusting.
I like stuff
Yeah.
like Mass Crusaders, like stuff like that, or that show Cops. It's crime fighting.
Yeah,
Cops
I
was
love
cool.
Cops.
Yeah.
Cops is
Cops was
good.
cool.
I like things with like monsters and like creatures and like
Well,
I don't know.
there
like
was a whole bunch
ghosts.
of there was great cartoons back then, though. I mean, they had Inhumanoids that didn't last very long. You had Brave Star. You had
Gargoyles
Bionic
were all right.
6.
Yeah,
You had the Galaxy Rangers.
they
So
were
I could
good
just
at the
go
time, but
on.
they're-
The
they're not-
Inhumanoid still exists. It's called this panel.
Ow.
Those shows are almost unwatchable as an adult. I think, unfortunately.
Nah.
I tried to watch Ninja Turtles and I couldn't get far.
Oh well, no, that would be.
What was that show called Space Command? That was like really cool, like sci-fi with like space battles and stuff. That was like had really good animation. Was like almost like anime level.
It probably was anime, just
It probably was.
redone.
Yeah.
You talking about Star Blazers?
Was it Star Blazers? I don't know. I thought it was called.
It could have been called
Command or
different
something.
things in different countries.
Yeah.
So.
Star
I was wondering if
Commander.
you were talking about G-Force.
G-Force was awesome because it was Battle of the Planets. Gotcha,
Yeah, or
man.
Phoenix Force, it was then called again. Yeah, it's Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man is the problem.
Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man.
I mean, Science Ninjas. That just sounds awesome straight away.
It does. And there were
Ulysses 31.
there were elements of that show that would probably translate better now than they would have back at the time, because Zoltar, the bad guy, the main bad guy, is not transgender, but
very bishy.
Both genders. Yeah, no, he's both genders because he's like imperfect somehow.
He's Slanesh. Gotcha. Copy.
And I don't mean to say that people who have both genders are imperfect. It's just he was literally classified as like an imperfect or a clone or something like that, and
So
in the series.
I remember G-Force, one of the end season cartoons. They pulled off his helmet and he had long hair.
Yeah,
and it was supposed to be some big reveal. And I was like, he has long hair, so I didn't get it.
Well, that was his thing. He was supposed to be bigendered.
So you're a metal fan. Gotcha. Copy.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't I wasn't a metal fan. I just didn't get it. He has long hair, and it was like dun dun dun. I was like,
yes.
Oh
that's,
no,
that's the word gap. Zoltar from Voltron? I don't think so. I mean, okay, you gonna make me fact check again? Okay, fine. I'll get on here.
Original Voltron was good.
Everybody always got to pick on me.
The reboot wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either.
Fact check me. So he said.
Much after
it was Zoltar Berg Katze. Zoltar. That was him. Yeah. I'm not wrong. Damn it! I remember. I was only 4 years old, but I remember he's not gone yet.
Zoltan.
Space Guardians.
No one. Okay.
I don't remember those, but I do remember. What is it? What is it? Okay, now I don't remember it. Jesus, this is bad.
Because we had all the Jerry Anderson stuff.
The Mighty Orbots. That was a cool show.
And this stuff might not have even been released in my area of the country. It's all regional too. I know the last cartoon I think I really enjoyed was Thundar the Barbarian, and most of the stuff that came after that I started getting too old for, and it just didn't appeal to me.
You know, one of the neat things with Thundar was that it had is that
on
some of the
Blu-ray?
Jack Kirby worked on.
That's cool.
I'm trying to find that show now because I'm just obsessed now.
Why do all modern cartoons suck, bruh? What happened? It's like
they keep trying to sell toys.
Trip down nostalgia lane. All these things suck.
Well, it could be something similar with Wizards of the Coast. So Wizards of the Coast has an issue with creativity, and they're hiring based on certain criteria that's obviously not creativity.
Well, the reason why old 80s cartoons...
Equity, not merit, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same old song and dance.
Yeah, so, and, that kind of stuff has always been, I think. You have production companies that hire people based on who knows what. And maybe their stuff was good or based on something good, and then whatever criteria they used to hire folks wasn't good enough.
Well, what I was about to say is the reason why cartoons from the 70s and 80s were as creative as they were is because they were trying to sell toys. They were all basically toy commercials, right? And like you can't make a toy that's not creative, it won't sell. So it's like that's why they were so wacky and went all over the place and did all this crazy stuff.
And they appealed to the right people because, Care Bears, it didn't appeal to me, but it did appeal to certain demographic. So
what's really funny is how the toy is dying. Like the simple, humble action figure is going away the dodo, and kids don't want to have toys anymore. They want to have cell phones or game systems or computers or I don't know, VR chat avatars. I don't know, but like literally, the actual toy itself is a much lower range of. The cap has lowered to from 15 to 10. If that.
My
Dungeon
nephews
Delver.
are really hard to buy for because, while they're young, they do want the toys, the physical toys and stuff, but they hit like 8, 9, and then they want game credit for Fortnite or something.
Dad, I want V-Bucks.
Hey, Dungeon Delver.
Also,
Okay.
just a passerby has a Starcom. It's called.
I gotta know about this. Okay, mentioning Thundar to Jim Ward, he will rage. Okay, because Jim Ward is somebody I really care. And Jim Ward, if you guys know, is the guy who created Metamorphosis Alpha, aka Gamma World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I hear the word Metamorphosis, I think of that really horrible manga.
Hey, Ryan David, it's nice to see you.
If you know, you know. I bet Grim knows.
Which one?
I've read the first 2 pages of that. It's fucked up.
That's half the fun, my lord.
Somebody sent me the Starcom U.S. Space Force intro. Unfortunately, I can't show it because I will.
Yeah, no,
get
but just,
claimed. But yes,
that shit was cool.
it was cool.
I don't think all modern cartoons are rubbish, but the way the animation industry is collapsing, I don't think we're going to see anything new good again. I mean, Gravity Falls was really good.
Well, I mean, like American cartoons.
So
American cartoons, but anime is collapsing as well. So
Apparently, there's going to be a Redwall cartoon from the creator of Over the Garden Wall. So
Oh wow!
I'm really excited about that.
You got any screen stills or no? Is it all just kind of all like in word form now?
Oh, he thought it lifted from Gamma World Sword. Jim Ward also wrote T-shirt's favorite RPG. Giant Lance is not my favorite RPG. I enjoyed it. I mean,
I heard.
Forgive me for ever saying I enjoyed something.
I heard you bought a giant body pillow of the game. That's what I heard. You were all.
Yeah, I totally. I've got like a Jim Ward body pillow over here.
If it's got Elmore babes in it, then I wouldn't see you wrong for having a body pillow.
That's true.
Get a nice protective plastic cover for it.
I remember Sectars, Calstep. I had some of the Sectars. They were
side
cool.
too. You know, for the effect.
Lego Death Star Trench Run. I liked Legos, but I never got into them like people do now. They were fun, but
I've told
Legos
you before.
weird.
No, it's not Legos, right? The plural is just Lego. You say Lego bricks if you need to, but it's just Lego. Never Legos. Never.
We always say Legos over here. We're Americans.
You're wrong.
Legos of my egos.
Legos in Harbor.
There's an official FAQ on the Lego site, right?
What?
Well, I'm
We
American.
will
We
tell
don't
you how
read.
to refer to our things.
Yes.
we don't read the instructions.
Are you like one of those people who says it's not penises, it's peni?
Yes, I am one of those people.
It's not a
I'm
light
a dick about it.
light flicky offy machine.
It's a
It's not
quintet of
dildos.
peni.
It dildos.
Be a dill do, not a dill don't.
You want to see my Giant Lance mask? Really? Okay.
Giant Land's mask?
You
It's a
get
thing.
bonuses. You get bonuses if you wear them in Giant Lance. Yeah.
So I used to buy this knockoff Chinese Lego. Oh, of course he.
There you go.
So yeah, I used to buy this knockoff Chinese Lego. So I would just buy stuff like this, just tiger tanks and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
But, it's still like the same bricks. It's like fully compatible, but it's just like I have like little figures, and it's like literally just like little Nazis with like facial scars and stuff.
It's the same brick, but double the asbestos. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of cheap knockoff Lego from Wish to use for my skirmish war game
Yeah.
retro clone.
Hey, by the way, how
Lego's
is
great for that.
how is your Gaslands going?
I was about to start, and then all the wizard stuff kicked off. So basically all I have done for the last few weeks is work on that document we've talked about,
I took a look at it.
and played Dwarf Fortress. That's all I've done. And sleep.
I did catch part of your game that you ran yesterday.
Yeah. Which went all right, I think.
Good.
Have you guys ran that Stillwater thing yet?
Not yet.
Stillwater?
No.
I have to pay for it first.
Well, saying get in contact with James. I'll probably send you a PDF.
I have a PDF. I had to get in contact with him to send it to me because it's like I was like, "Where's my stuff, dude?"
Where's the thing? Well, thing is, due to the fact that that is technically OGL because it's made for 5e, he's gonna do some weird shit with it. So you're better off getting in contact with James via his business email. You know.
Well, the nice thing is because it's on a live stream, it's technically a transformative work. So,
right,
yeah, performance. So.
Transformative.
That and I could, if Wizards of the Coast was watching that particular show, I'd be kind of like, so what were you doing watching that?
Did you assume my game's
morality
gender?
clause?
They're from Washington. Of course they're gonna watch it.
Probably.
There are giant orc dildos. Of course they'll fucking watch that shit. They're all for that kind of stuff.
They may not understand fair use, though, so who knows?
They don't understand a lot of things in that particular part of the country. Like, not shitting on sidewalks. Big thing.
Well, I managed to somehow. I mean, I'm almost 50, and it's like I managed to get around without urinating or defecating on the streets.
For now, time will tell. T-shirt.
You're not trying hard enough.
In the UK, we call it the pavement, and in America, I guess you call it the sidewalk because it's at the side and you walk on it.
Instead, he just talks about urine and poop constantly.
Stop.
Well, if you were raised saying pavement your whole life. We were raised saying sidewalk our whole life. So back off.
We gave language. It's called English, not American.
Yeah.
Hey,
you walk on it on the side, isn't it?
You used to refer to small towns as villages.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
Nobody-
hamlets and thorps.
Yeah, we don't refer to any of that shit over here. It's a town. It's a big
Or a
town. It's a
city.
small town or a city.
One word.
Just a town.
What kind of town is that? Insert name here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a small town. It's a big town. Small town. Big town.
The village just sounds better.
We say dorp.
Well, the thing is, though, the U.S. doesn't
Ash,
have
do you live in a
villages.
village?
We never had
No,
villages.
I live in a city.
We're not old enough for villages. We
Oh.
have towns. They were laid out. There were no like sporadic, instantaneous. Like, oh look, a village. It's more like here's a town we made because we're too far ahead.
It wasn't just like
in
a
time.
group of people just walked over to a little patch of grass and said, "Let's just live here.
I like this dirt. This is my dirt now. There's
This
none of
is
that
my
going on.
dirt."
I'm going to put my flag in it, so it's mine.
Yes. This is where I built my campfire. Damn it! This is where I'm going to build my entire life.
And raise 13,000 kids, and only 2 will survive.
Excuse me, paleface. What are you doing there?
Sorry.
Here, have some smallpox.
Here we have
guys-
good blankets for you.
You guys weren't exactly indigenous either. Anglos, Saxons, and Jutes, and then of course the prevalence of the Northerners.
Oh, the Celts before that, and the Picts before that.
Yeah.
Everybody moved around
And
everywhere
the deep ones.
especially
Yeah,
when it was
People.
one big continent.
Everybody's
Well,
a colonizer.
Fomorians.
Get off my goddamn land!
I'm pretty sure like half of northern England is like the Innsmouth people. Like when you get around like Cornwall and stuff, it's like
Oh no!
Apparently, there were some
But Cornwall's
there were
south.
some
Okay, well.
diseases that got transferred from the Native Americans here to British settlers, and then they end up taking it back to Britain, and so it was mutual.
Yeah.
I
We've
think
always
that's-
been complete mongrels, and we've always shagged anything with a pulse. So
Oh no, feather measles! Ah!
I still like what you used to call places though, like Sussex and Wessex and Essex and all that. That was
I've
well,
got
we still
TB
do.
sickness.
Apart from Wessex. Wessex is gone, but Sussex is still there.
What happened to Wessex? Did it get swallowed or something?
Wessex was a kingdom. It was like the main big kingdom in southern England. And so when England got unified, we just stopped using Wessex as a term. But it's basically the area that I live in.
oh.
And if you go to Essex, pretty much everyone's orange.
Yes.
Orange?
White stiletto heels and orange skin.
What?
Essex is the Jersey Shore of the UK.
Ah, Trump's people are here at last. The Orangeans have arrived.
in Sussex they all did like kind of like weird stuff in the bedroom, so it's kind of sus. The sex was kind of sus. So
Did it involve
that's
sheep by
how
chance
it's
or no?
Sussex is full of posh people who would like to live in London but can't quite afford it.
So what do you call the northern part?
Hearing,
Anything north of Watford is Here Be Dragons.
yeah.
Oh, that's what we thought.
Here be dragons, that you said.
Yes.
I love that.
Cheeky northern monkeys.
JV Northern Monkeys.
Well, our north is like your south, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, same over here.
What the hell is it supposed to mean?
All the idiots lived up in the north up there.
Impoverished,
See, over in the UK,
underinvested,
they-
Rust Belt.
Georgia's not
See, over in the
now,
UK, they
hold
like
on.
to say they go down south for the summer.
Only like Alabama and West Virginia are impoverished. Everyone else is fine.
Mississippi's not exactly, you know.
Culturally.
They're doing
impoverished.
okay. They're doing okay.
And then there's Kentucky, and you got all those hills and all those people living in them who have who drink Mountain Dew
Look,
every day.
if you
and,
don't want to
and no
get raped
teeth.
by a giant hillbilly, don't go in the damn
Don't make
Glades.
fun of
Okay?
you.
That's how it works. We have signs now. They're all posted everywhere. You know, if you don't like male
Caution
rape,
hillbillies.
don't go there. Caution hillbillies, yeah. Caution banjos.
Green Apple, I live in the South as well. I'm a Texan. So.
Our north is the same. It's also pretty much like where all the cousin lovers are. So that explains
Cousin
just a
pause,
passerby.
pause.
So yeah.
Love it.
Ryan, we used to have we still have Kringe who comes on here every once in a while, and he's a Jersey guy. So we know all about Jersey.
All those cousin
Joyzy.
kissers, if you will.
You mean wasn't that TV show? Wasn't that like a perfect depiction of the area? That's exactly how people acted there, or acted.
Legion. No, I live in Alabama. I was supposed to defend it, but I can't.
Sometimes you just know you're like, God damn it, yeah.
Yeah. You haven't gone native yet. You used the full name and not just Bama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I still say Arkansas because fuck you. All right, it's Arkansas. Arkansas? No, get the fuck out of here. Hey, Arkansas.
And yet you still can't say Lego properly.
Yeah, Legos. Like,
Wrong.
Legos, that fucking problem you got.
There's more than one. You use an app.
Lego
pointing
bricks.
People
Okay.
pointing at this text and saying, "You guys got death penalty, don't you?"
One,
You sure do."
one sheep, 3...
Sheep?
Yes, not sheeps.
Yeah, because that's weird. But Legos
Sheep
are fine.
sisters.
Yeah, but when
Yeah,
you have one apple and you have 3 apples, so that
Yeah,
doesn't
but
always work.
Lego is like sheep, not like apples.
See,
How are
over
we
here it's
supposed to do that?
one scarp, 2
There you go.
scarping.
If you have one sheep, if the sheep you have 5 sheep, it's called a harem. I mean,
Flock. Unless you're from Wales, then it's a harem.
Oh God.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna do it. It's either an Afghanistan joke or a Welsh joke.
It's goats in Afghanistan.
Yeah, let's go to Afghanistan.
Oh, is it? That's what. Okay.
You should know that.
Sorry, I don't use racial jokes. That's all. That's all false.
We were in the military. Don't
Yeah, yeah.
lie.
That's such a white thing to say.
I know what you guys used to call those dudes over there.
That's such a white thing to say. Oh, thank you. Pull out my
I went
card.
to I went to like a sex shop recently, and I was asking for like a sex doll, and the guy was like, "Okay, male or female?" I'm like, "Let's do female," and he's like, "Okay, normal or Muslim?" I'm like, "What? Muslim? What do you mean?" Well, the Muslim ones they blow themselves up.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
So,
This video is gonna
I'll
get
send
so
you 10.
Ooh.
So let's all say a small
I'm
prayer for
demonetized.
historians.
You're not just demonetized; they're going to take some of your money too.
No,
Yeah.
some of the podcasts I watch on YouTube, they say way worse than anything we've ever said. So you're fine.
I'm sure. I say
That's
pretty
why I
horrible
use
things
Twitch.
too.
Like I use Twitch for that exact reason, so I can say dirty words.
Like
Yeah,
poo
we
and
can't do
bum
it here.
And Semprini.
Anyway, yeah, we're into our last 30 minutes, so I guess we better address the 300-pound dragon in the room called WOTC.
Yeah, if you really want to, we can do it. If you really want to go down that lonely, forlorn road.
Well, I think I kind of addressed a lot of it in my rant, but yeah, the whole morality clause, the whole keeping control, and the lies, man.
Lies.
And they backpedaled and then they front
Lies.
pedaled and they backpedaled again, and yeah, it's weird.
But don't
Yeah.
worry, they get to be the moral. They get to have the moral authority here.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well,
There
some,
are. Go ahead.
some good news. We now know definitively that the base Orc license is not going to have a morality clause.
Oh, good.
So
I find those clauses to be so like just so tasteless and boring. Oh, morality. Oh, like you're not like the morality czar. You don't know what's good and bad. You're like, give me a break.
The trouble is, to an extent, it's working, right? Because that's not a hard line for everybody. A lot of the new school players seem to be perfectly happy with the idea of there being a morality clause because they think it'll be their morality that is enforced.
Exactly.
It's cringe, man. Like I like if I want to have orcs who are doing a racial genocide in my game, I should be able to do that and not feel like afraid for it. Because you need a bad guy, and how do you create bad guys? They do really bad things.
They do bad things.
Yeah.
And sometimes your players got to genocide the enemy to make them like kowtow.
But why is it suddenly why is it suddenly an issue?
Yeah, why is it
got
suddenly
23
an issue?
years? Like nobody was making games with like KKK kobolds on the cover and stuff like that. Like nobody was doing that. Like
orcs were intrinsically racist off the bat. So
well, I had people tell me on Twitter like, oh, it's to stop like alt-white people from like misusing the license. What alt-white people are making D&D games?
Yeah, they're too busy out there, trying to block roads and traffic and everything else.
I honestly think it's just an excuse so that they can cast out the unclean. But I think justification-wise, they seem to be calling back to the Book of Erotic Fantasy, which I thought was a pointless storm over nothing in the first place anyway, and having the split between the OGL stuff and the D20 license stuff back then neatly dealt with it, I thought. But apparently not.
I talked about this on Legacy of Gaming, or Max's stream last night. I think it's a direct attack on new TSR and that controversy
as well.
They had.
Yeah. But I don't. Nobody cares about new TSR really.
No.
So this brings far more attention to them than they would garner otherwise. You've already made it so they can't use your trademarks, though they failed to defend some trademarks, which has helped lead to the whole issue. So I don't know what is the point. Again, it just seems like an excuse because they're not really doing any significant damage to the brand. Nobody cares.
Right.
Let them do their thing, and if people want to buy it, let them buy it. Who cares? Someone brought up Varg.
He doesn't use the OGL.
Varg doesn't use the OGL, so
no, he doesn't.
And nobody takes him seriously, so everyone makes fun of him. So,
well, he has his fans. They've harassed me. It makes a nice change to be harassed by the far right.
There can't be that many of them. 2 or 3.
No, he has a lot. He has a lot.
He does have a fairly. They're quite invested. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is it's still contained with that one thing. It's not like it's bled over and led to some fascist wave into the hobby.
The fascist.
But okay, so if we look back to the many controversies we've had just since T-Shirt started this show that we can look back to, right? They thought the Hadozi was some far right race essentialist thing, but that was wizards, right?
Yeah.
And they changed race to species because people were shrieking about that being racist, and who's done that? That was wizards, right?
Mm-hmm. The species is going to get taken down at some point.
Yeah, and then people point to stuff by Zach Smith. Well, he hasn't actually been convicted of anything. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do in that circumstance? Or they'll point to Jim Raji's stuff. There's no whiff of fascism to any of that. He just likes tweaking people's nipples and being offensive. That's
Wizards has people working for them that literally believe that D&D from the outset is like racist and colonialist and white supremacist, like Connie Chung. So like why should I listen to a person like that who thinks that the game just at its core is already like racist? Nothing that I can do will ever measure up to her. So
well, I mean, like T-Shirt said, no one's ever gone around and go, "Oh, sorry, whites only this table." No one's ever done that.
They don't do that. It never happened.
There are like 3 people on the planet that would do that. They all play at the same table with each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And go to the
Yeah,
exact
okay.
same clan meetings as well.
Okay. Well,
Tell you what. You can morally screen my games if Varg can morally screen yours. How's that sound?
There you go.
We can
I mean,
scroll, we can ignore. It's not hard.
We've got somebody who's on the cutting edge and is younger than everyone else on this panel and is actively involved with this stuff. Ash, you are in a college scene where
Yes.
ostensibly you have like the most diverse array of people all attending the same university.
Well, you
And-
say that, but my engineering building is like 90% Indian, so...
Oh, wow.
What's the gender mix like?
Little
Well, by
Bombay.
Black
eh?
Panther standards,
Mostly
that
guys
is-
as well.
Really counts.
Wow.
There are some girls. There's like on my course alone, there's like three girls, but that's about it. And
But there's
mostly
barely
Indians.
any white people,
Yeah,
so you're really diverse.
absolutely.
Okay, but I mean, it's you're involved with the gaming in the college,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know,
Yeah, so
you don't see
I
them.
joined the tabletop society at my university, and like so far there's no like there's games already running. There's going to be new games that are going to start coming up and things like that. And I've been in contact with like the person in society that oversees the gaming, and I haven't had anyone saying, oh, we know this, know that. It's basically just anyone can play. If you like the hobby, come and join us. If not, well, there's people that like other stuff in the society. And plus, it's not just TTRPGs. It's regular video games. It's like anime or other board games and stuff like even Warhammer. So it's a bit of everything, and there's really no one, even in the modern generation, that are more like, okay, you pro diversity. Let's go with like we don't care what color you are, all that stuff that are very hot on like okay about diversity and stuff. Even they're like, no, but whatever. It's a hobby. We like same things. Cool. Let's make more friends.
Yeah.
You know.
I fail to believe that college kids can afford Warhammer. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, like on one of the society like open days or like some society fair where they had all the different ones and with stalls and stuff. There was like a huge table with like a little Warhammer army. So and plus there's like loads of like East Asians with like the latest designer drip that that's like uber expensive. So I guess it just depends on what your background is, really.
You're also in the engineering department, you said, so probably like 90% of you have like 3D printers. Just make your own.
Well, there's 3D printers in the main workshop.
Yeah, so
Those things are probably going 24/7.
I wonder if they'll let me.
Mine
print
is,
some
say that
Warhammer figures.
much.
So someone was asking.
Round.
With a printer, you just print gold. And it's one of those things where, like 40K for sure, they have to go in. They're actually inspecting models nowadays. If your model found to be resin, they'll kick you out of tournaments. If you're found with the bootleg miniatures, they will find you and kick you out of the fucking tournament. Like they'll get you. Like, no.
Your Space Marines do not pass the muster, although they are painted with the 3 necessary colors to pass muster. We have found you are using an inferior grade of plastic. Therefore, we are
There's
disqualifying
printers out
you.
there that don't even do plastic anymore. I mean, you can get a material called Onyx, which is a nylon carbon fiber material. So you can print in carbon fiber if you wanted to.
I remember watching
engineers.
a spoof of that where they had that scene from Inglourious Bastards. You're hiding the models onto the floorboards, aren't you? Where's your printers? I'd be cracking up.
Someone was asking about the Americans with Disabilities Act a little bit
Yes.
earlier.
Oh, thirsty sword lesbians! I saw that heresy.
Okay, I'll give it. Let Grim talk.
Okay. I don't know how that applies. Now, obviously, I don't know American disability law, but that's about making suitable accommodations so that disabled people can get into public buildings
For fat
and
people,
privately
yeah.
owned buildings that are public facing. I guess you could construe that to the level that their virtual tabletop would need to be accessible, but I don't understand anyone stretching that to say that the OGL violates it. But I don't know American law, so...
Yeah, people will sue for the littlest thing here. It's stupid.
Litigation
hot
society.
coffee.
It is indeed. Yeah, so Thirsty Sword Lesbians is the only game I've seen where it's considered like part of the game to make other NPCs who are straight gay, and you get points for making them gay. Like, I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
Can you imagine the reverse?
Yeah. I know.
People would they would be up in arms about it.
The point is to make all the gay characters straight. People lose their fucking minds.
Mm-hmm.
This is insanity. It's a bigotry.
But like, it's too close to reality. That's why.
Is there anyone actually that plays that game? I've never seen anyone say like, "Oh, I just had a great session of Thirsty Sword Lesbians." Oh, my campaign that ran for 5 years is finally done. Oh, which was so amazing. We kissed the big bad and we scissored. Like,
can you imagine? Can you imagine going into your friendly local game store and just telling the guy behind there, "Yeah, I want to put up my flyer for Thirsty Sword Lesbians."
Yeah. I mean, my local game store has a very diverse crowd, lots of women, minorities, people of color, things like that. A huge diverse crowd, and they fill it with 40 or 50 people routinely playing. They play Mork Borg over there. They play play Root. They play Mothership. They play D&D and like all these other like crazy games. But they have copies of Coyote and Crow and stuff on the shelf at the store, and not a single copy has ever sold. Yeah. Not a single one in the whole like year that they've had it in stock.
All right. Well, we got to say goodbye to Joe. His time is up. Thanks for being with us, man.
All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. Stop by the website. You can see right there on the screen, BigGeekEmporium.com. We've got a lot of cool stuff over there. A lot of it is very free, $0, and a lot of it is very low cost. A lot of PDFs. Take a look.
American, you're free every day.
And then there's my stuff, which is also very low quality. So yeah.
Very low quality, is that you say?
Get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Oh, since we're talking about minis, can I plug something real quick?
Yes.
Legion of Myth is talking about his minis too, but StonehavenMinis.com. They're kind of moderate size, like miniature. They do their own modeling. They have a ton of fantasy miniatures and D&D stuff on there. They're going to be carrying Irie's custom miniatures soon.
Oh, wow.
With characters from our books. They already have our mascot, who is Ferric the Ratfolk, rogue. They've got the 3D model done. That's up on Miniature Factory. They're going to have that in their store soon. So be on the lookout for that. I'll post a link to that on Twitter, hopefully as soon as that's up.
Well, we just took a look at it right there. Tie-in.
Yep. That's the store. We're not quite up there yet, but that's where you want to go. Stonehaven Minis, and they have a ton of awesome minis on it.
Nice.
They look good. That little wizard there.
Are there any goblin short stacks?
Yeah.
So how big are the biddies?
35 millimeter, 28 millimeter, 19 millimeter. They're pretty small.
I want hips as wide as she is tall.
Oh my.
They do like a lot of terrain stuff too. Check it out.
If only we do a website where we could get exactly that sort of mini.
Yeah.
Oh no. Don't give.
Well, there is neckbeardy.co.uk.
So anyway, I ran my second week of low fantasy gaming yesterday, and the party finally survived its 0 level ordeal and actually got to become first level characters. And I'm seeing some interesting stuff with that game. I still like it, but there are things about it that I kind of took for granted originally and didn't read through. And now that I'm actually getting to play it, I'm learning more about it and finding, that's doesn't quite work like it used to. I don't know. I'm not sure if I like that or not. But it doesn't use standard experience points for one thing. It uses downtime leveling, or every other session you get a level type thing. So for progression, which is kind of fair. But I'm kind of curious, just from the panel here, right here. Do you guys think that you should have regimented leveling, or do you think you should actually have to earn all your XP in order to go up, and the GM should have to provide it?
There is... It's an old system doing the whole, you go and you earn your XP. I prefer session-based, where you plan it around a big thing that happens. Like in the Veilrider TTRPG, we do session only, where or event-based, where plan a big event, and if their characters survive or able to work around the event, they level up. Because I used to hate having to figure out how much XP do these goobers need. You go in, you figure out how much XP they need, and all the monsters. It's a huge pain in the ass. Better go. All right, cool. You all level up. Great job.
I went to the Scarlet Heroes and like Star Adventure route for my new game that I'm writing. It's like you just get like 1 XP per session, maybe more for like good role player stuff, and then there's like a list of how much you need to like reach different levels. And I pretty much stole the exact numbers from Scarlet Heroes because why reinvent the wheel?
I think you're hearing Grimm's coming out of Grimm's speakers because I just tried muting him.
Blame Grimm.
My speaker isn't on.
I am not even hearing anything, so yeah.
Okay, keep talking, Victor. I'll show you.
Hello, everyone. I am Victor, and the background noise stopped, but hello.
Try it again.
See?
Oh, then now I hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not picking on you. You know I love you. I'm just telling you because everybody else is
definitely picking on you.
I literally only heard it when I like paid attention to it. I wasn't even like noticing it before. So
I don't know.
I was noticing it, but it didn't bother me. Well, we're almost done anyway. But David, you like XP based leveling because it makes things seem less arbitrary. Yeah, there is. Yeah, because it's like, okay, if you use like milestones or if you use like session leveling and all that kind of stuff, it becomes a case of, well, I expect to get a level because this is when you're supposed to get a level. If it's XP based, it's like you're actually making people work for their shit.
Like I've had guys who they failed to set up a big milestone event and they failed and didn't get a level. You're allowed to kind of stretch the bar here and there. Like say you're having an event and they don't complete the event, but they get away. It's like, we kind of failed, so no level for you. And I don't know. There's all kinds of ways to do it. I think the EXP system is honestly fucking tedious. That's just me, though.
That's one of the reasons why they do milestone leveling and arbitrary leveling. Like session-based leveling. It's because a lot of people do find it tedious. But people these days are just not into the grind. They want to get the cool powers. They want to get the levels.
When I was running the FFG's Star Wars, one of the things I did like with that was the way it was kind of set up and the way they sort of led you to say, 5 XP for just showing up for the session, and then every time you do you reach certain, like, I don't want necessarily say milestones, but every time you got the certain major story beats or little bits of story progression, you maybe get an extra 5 points for that. So it was just kind of based on how much did we get accomplished, not how many enemies did we kill. Not necessarily did my story go further. But.
I kind of agree. I don't like uniform XP. I kind of like the differentiation in XP for classes, just because it slows down some classes' progression versus others.
It's a way to help balance them out.
Yeah.
See, my problem is, Matt, with my book, it's like basically OSR D20 modern. So how do I do like stuff like gold for XP? Do you like have to like spend every session robbing the cartels and like making off with a duffel bag full of dollars? Like it doesn't really work. Like it's a completely different type of like gameplay. You're not doing for the most part, unless you're doing some Indiana Jones stuff. You're not like doing dungeon crawls and like stuff like that. It could literally be like you're Batman and you're fighting some dudes in like an old factory, like so. Yeah, I had to figure out a way to do it, and that seemed just to the easiest. Just copy Scarlet Heroes, Star Adventure. That Pandit uses kind of the same system. So
yeah, I think that works. But I do think of Grand Theft Auto when I think of your system, and Grand Theft Auto is all about missions, collecting money, like basically.
Which you could easily do, and and then if you want, you could just slap on a different XP system and make it, dollars for XP.
Probably still wouldn't work. I like to keep things core. I like to keep it raw.
Ryan, we go every Saturday at 4 p.m. same time, man. I'll bring you on next week if you like.
Imagine being too poor to like level up. Like, oh, sorry, too poor. I'm only 2 gold short. Ooh, sucks to suck. Like,
yeah, that happens to me every month with my rent.
Yeah, it does. Especially. Speaking of which, have you gotten more stock of your books back in, Greg?
I actually I have. Well, I need to update my Shopify, but yes, I just ordered. Well, I ordered 25 copies of our Shadows of Padfoot Alley just now, actually, because we're going to be at the Savannah Animazing Convention. It's like a anime game convention in Savannah, Georgia. Cool. February 11th. So I had to get some more copies of that, but they'll be up on our Shopify soon.
Nice, because I still need to get a hard copy of that.
You can message me at any time to we can work out a deal without Shopify, because I can work out a deal for friends.
Okay, because I tried using your Shopify to get a case of your Iries books, and it would only let me get 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, they're out of stock on there, but I can be like, hey, I can message my co-author who keeps all our books in his garage and be like, hey man, here's the shipping label and ship that.
That's why my copies haven't shipped yet still.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're coming. That's probably most of the shipping labels are already printed out. They just need to be packaged.
Green Apple, I'll address this one.
I'm like, nope.
Okay, Green Apple says, how would you stockpile gold if you didn't go looking for treasure or take on quests? I am a fan of one of Scarlet Heroes' alternate rules, which is called Wastrel Heroes, which is basically you can get all the gold that you want to. It doesn't. I mean, you can even become a king with all the gold you want to. But the thing is, at the end of every adventure, in order to advance or to get XP, you have to pretty much be broke by the end of the session. And it doesn't mean you can't own stuff and you can't buy stuff. It just means you just can't have. You have to have below a certain amount of money, and the money has to be spent on either stuff that you bought or spent in wild carousing, partying, and basically having a good time, putting it into public works and stuff like that.
That's an interesting idea, actually. What if it wasn't gold that gave you the XP, but the spending of gold that gave you the XP?
Yeah, and I kind of like that, because one of the things I like about the Wastrel Heroes idea is the fact that you it always gives your characters a reason to go adventure. You know, because too often we fall into that whole trap of, well, my character's got like 1 million gold. What am I going to... I have nothing I can spend it on. I have everything I need. I don't need to go adventuring anymore.
Buy the bar.
Yeah, well, you already bought it.
And a castle.
Yeah.
In blackjack, in hookers.
I think as far as D&D games go, that actually had the best stuff to spend your gold on was probably 3rd edition. It had gold prices for everything. It's oh, you found an egg of a giant eagle. Well, this is how much it is to train and turn it into a mount and blah blah blah. It was literally baked into the stat block for the giant eagle. Yeah. So yeah, that all sorts of little price things like that. It was cool.
It's not to plug my own shit again. I'm sorry, but I'm working on working on the kaiju game, and if you're a mech pilot, you're gonna earn money for your missions depending on how many kaiju you kill, how many resources you bring back, and that money is gonna be super duper important, and that's basically how you level up, because it's gonna be mech warrior or front mission, armored core. The more money you have, the better and stronger weapons and upgrades and armor and shield batteries and stuff you can add to your mech. So you have to have that, because if you don't continuously upgrade your mech, you might die in the next combat mission.
You can just funnel the money to research and development.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It is interesting. Yeah, a little bit. It is interesting because not too long ago, I actually heard another one of our gamer friends talking about this, and he said that one of the failings of 5th edition D&D was the fact that there was no domain play. It was basically, it's just you're level 20 or whatever, and you're still basically the wandering hero with no roots and anything else. And that was one of the big changes from older editions to newer editions, is they took the domain play out. You're not a lord. You're not responsible for anything. And
it's a shame they never did an updated version of Birthright, though. I don't think you probably could get away with that these days.
No. People would freak out with that one.
Which is a shame, because that's really good for domain level play and bloodlines and things. Pendragon's good for that sort of thing, but that's not D&D.
I liked Godbound, because Godbound actually made you have to go and invest in places and build them up and care about people so they would worship you. But my players were all about like, no, I don't like this. It's just pointless to play because you're so super powered and nothing can challenge you.
In a quick sidebar, have y'all heard of the War of the Rohirrim from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell is that about? Is that a new offshoot or something?
So my understanding of what's going on with that is Warner Brothers making something to effectively maintain their hold on license rights. So it has nothing to do with the Amazon stuff. It is tied into the Peter Jackson films.
Apparently, the guy that's making it, like, he called Wings of Power, like, bad. So I saw something about that earlier.
Uh-oh. Dare I say based?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be freaking great. Like, Peter Jackson stuff, man. It's iconic. The original trilogy. Love that stuff.
The original trilogy, yes. The Hobbit series was a bit of a 3D gaff that made particular actors cry because of how bad it was. But the first three, yeah, for sure.
I actually like the Hobbit movies, though. They might not be the best, like, Lord of the Rings, but they're still fun adventure movies, better than anything else we've gotten, like, fantasy-wise in, like, the last decade. So
it is still better than, like, the Rings of Power, you know.
The Rings of Power.
Rings.
It's still just fun to sit there and watch them go on a quest and, like, see, like, the Shire and, like, just feel cozy and, yeah.
Yeah, Lord them rings. You know,
the damn rings.
Yeah, The Hobbit is something I put on when I want to fall asleep on the couch. But
well, real quick, I want to say, hey, David Guile, I'm sorry I didn't throw you a link today. I didn't know you want to come on. It does sound like a discussion of XP. Sounds like something we definitely need to do for Dungeons and Discussions. So as soon as we have our next one, I'm going to make that our topic because the XP conversation sounds like it's one worth talking about, and also pertaining to XP and games. Real quick, I wanted to ask, and I'm kind of putting my guys on the spot here. Grim, Caster, are we having Fantasy Heroes or Scarlet Heroes tomorrow?
I'll be at my 5th edition, my 5e game.
It's okay. I mean,
don't think I can get away with another game this weekend.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just better spend some time with the other half.
Oh, gotcha.
The old ball and chain.
Got to keep the wife happy. Got to keep the wife happy.
It's been a hard few weeks, and I'm quite tired. And did that extra game on Friday, so.
All right. Well, it's no big deal. I mean, it is. I mean, I enjoyed it. I was hoping we'd get another one, but as we can, I suppose.
I had fun, but yeah, as and when, like you say.
Yeah.
Sometimes life just be like that, don't it?
It does. I mean, and I get it. Gaming should not become a job or a chore. It should just be fun, which is kind of why I always feel bad about. Well, no, I'm not poking at you, Grim, for professional GMs, because I'm always kind of like, oh, it's a job now.
Well,
it's good for motivation.
There is a nice part of being paid to be a DM. It helps, prove. It kind of proves yourself. Hey, I'm worth money. People want to have me DM. It's a certain thing to it for sure.
Well, I mean, okay, just from my own experiences, is like I love miniature painting, and I loved it so much. I thought, well, maybe I could make a little bit of money off of this. So I would go out and buy the cheap WizKids 2 packages of minis, and for like $5, paint them all up, and turn around and sell them on Etsy for like $15 to $20. And I had good business on it. I sold pretty much all my stuff. But the problem started to become is like, I had other minis I wanted to work on for my own personal games. And every time I started on that, I started feeling guilty because I was like, I really should be working on another miniature for my Etsy store. I really should be doing another one. And I got to the point where I was just kind of like, you know what? This is not what I wanted to do. I don't want to feel guilty every time I pick up a miniature. That's why I quit doing that. And I almost kind of feel like GMing for money might be the same way, but
money,
but maybe not. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not poking at Grim or anybody in particular. I'm just, it's just anytime you turn a hobby into a job, it changes.
Well,
yeah.
Most of the time, I look forward to gaming with the Tabletopers group, just because they're really nice people, really. And I made a point. Well, that too. And I made a point of it that we were going to present gaming more like it really is, rather than sort of Critical Role level performance. That helps take the pressure off. But sometimes, yeah, you just don't feel up to it, but you've got to make yourself do it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if I were going to get paid, though, that would not be such a bad thing. I guess it kind of depends on the group you have as well.
I mean, we're both doing, like, me and you and everyone else here does YouTube. We're not getting paid right now doing this stuff anyway, so there are worse things.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. But I do have fun hanging out with you guys, and I genuinely think that there are folks out there who will enjoy it. I also think I'm kind of lying to myself when I say, oh, I'm going to get monetized, because it's like, if I do actually get monetized, I started thinking, who's actually going to go back and watch old episodes of the week?
I'll be a YouTube star.
Yeah. I can't see people just firing up, like, oh, look, 10, 15, 21, Week in Geek. It's news that's like 2 years out of date.
Well, in
for
5
news
years'
stuff,
time, you'll say something impolitic, and then people will go scraping your entire social media backstory.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
Then you get tons of views.
Trying to find the dirt.
We got to cut this up into topic segments, and then you just kind of splice that up. That way, we just have the nonsense that'll become evergreen.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. Just cherry thoughts. I think sometimes when I'm sometimes doubting the path. But, anyway,
Did anyone get any cool stuff the last couple of weeks?
I did.
I got a bunch of cool stuff. But Ironcaster did too.
I did as well.
Pirate.
I got a high
Oh
five.
yeah.
Bork.
I can't read.
Pirate Bork.
Oh, Pirate Bork.
Pirate Bork.
Okay.
Bork.
Is the art incredibly gaudy and blinding? Well,
Yes.
nice. You need an eye patch to read it?
Get ready. The British.
Oh,
Behold, true villainy, the British. Ah!
yeah.
Oh, it's the West India Company.
Called save her.
The art's pretty good. The French.
Does it have the Dutch?
Does it
Dutch?
We've told you the Dutch don't exist.
Well, shit.
They're a Fed psyop.
I just start disappearing like in Back to the Future.
Greg, you said you had something? Yes, Green Apple.
Yeah,
is
I have.
Scarlet Heroes.
I don't have any RPG stuff. I just have other random game stuff though.
Oh.
I picked up Cuphead, the physical copy on PS4.
Oh.
Which just came out like pretty recently. Like it's been forever. It's been on digital only, but they just had the physical copy. It includes the DLC. I love Cuphead. I beat it, and super satisfying to like get an A rank when you beat a boss. And I also got the TMNT Shredder's Revenge, the collector's edition from Limited Run Games. That came in. That's like comes in a VHS case, and it even has like the Pizza Hut coupon for like a personal pan pizza. Great stuff right there. And one more thing, I finally picked up Berserk on DVD, the old Bombs of War. I actually didn't have it because it's been really expensive to try and like find, but like I finally got it for a good price. So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna watch Berserk pretty soon.
Cool. You have to tell me what you think. Yeah, I got a little stack of stuff. Yeah, I found this Fantasy Gits book, which is pretty good actually. It's
I recognize that stock art.
Yeah, it's using a lot of stock art. But it has some unique takes on its own game. It's its own system. It's not OGL or anything. It looks kind of fun. I like the way that they build characters up because everyone is assumed to be a mercenary. And you kind of in the same fashion of Traveler, you have terms of employment. So you do 4-year terms and you're only allowed to take like so many of them before your character is officially in the game. But you can take as many or as little as you want. And every time you take a term, you get stuff out of it. Not always good. But.
Can you die doing it?
No, but you could get kind of messed up in it, depending.
Oh, it would be kind of fun to have it, like the whole traveler dying doing character generation. It's like, oh, you died from the Black Plague in this French village.
I may build something like that into the game I'm working on because I like that idea.
That's the thing with Traveller. You always end up with a party made up of geriatric cripples.
Yeah.
Yes. There's this one I found as like Ebon Fantasy Essence, which is
Ebon?
Yeah, it's the name kind of sounds to me a little bit like a perfume or something, but
it just makes me think of the 13th Warrior because that's what the Vikings call what's his face, his scouter. He gives them like the long ass like Muslim name, and you're like, Ebon.
Ibn.
Yeah.
Ibn Alabas, Ibn Rashid, Ibn.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the guy's like, Ebon. Yeah, okay. And he just looks back at all the other Vikings, and he's like, Ebon! And they're like, yeah!
I haven't had a lot of time to investigate this one very much, but it has its interesting bits to it. I think it's a 2-die-6 system, I believe. Or maybe a percentage based, I forget. But it's interesting. This is one that you can't get anymore. It's an adventure from Myth Garthier, and the main reason I got physical copies is one, I knew he was going to pull all his stuff due to the OGL fiasco. But the other thing is, the guy who makes this Myth Garthier, he's up on Twitter. I asked him like a couple of months ago about his stuff. I didn't say, please send me a copy. I didn't beg him or anything. I just said, hey, where can I get it? And he just said, oh, you want it? And he just handed it to me for free.
Huh.
So nice. I thought that was super duper nice. So I went ahead and got hard copies, kind of as a thank you. And, because it's now officially off the market. So, but it was good stuff. Kind of Germanic, Viking-ish, Norse kind of mythology type stuff. Using a lot of stock art that Grim will recognize, but it's more or less OGL compatible. And
My Farog without the racism.
Not even, because it's My Farog is pretty much like pagan Norse based.
But what's the deal with Amazing Adventures? Because people keep going on about it.
Okay, Amazing Adventures is the modern /
it's like pulpy.
Yeah, pulpy equivalent of Castles and Crusades. I like it better than Castles and Crusades because it's using some mechanics and some rules that play better.
So is it still continuity 2nd edition derived? Or is it its own thing?
It's kind of, sort of, yeah. It's kind of its own thing, but it's also unique enough that it's kind of a nice brand all on its own. It could stand all on its own. The thing that nobody would really want to admit is if you have Amazing Adventures, you kind of don't need Castles and Crusades because it's very easy just to take an Amazing Adventures character and hand him a sword and say, okay, we're going to the 15th century.
Yeah.
I want to picking up both of the Amazing Adventures for like the siege system off eBay. So at some point I should be getting a copy of those.
The class flavor is definitely different though, because in Amazing Adventures you've got like the socialite, so you can literally just be like a 1920s witch flapper who like just pushes people around. It's like, oh, I know the mayor, so like stuff like that. So like that's like literally like the kind of stuff. And I think one of the official adventures is was it the Scarlet Gold or something like that, or the Red Gold, and it's like you're fighting like Nazi occultists and stuff like that. So it's very like Indiana Jones type.
Well, anyway, these are all from Troll Lord Games, and they're all part of the 5e clearance sale. So I picked them up, and this one is their space version of it, which is Solar Burn. So it's got all their space opera rules for 5e. And it's good. I actually want a hard copy of, the one that's for the OGL Amazing Adventures, but yeah. Picked up a few adventures because they were kind of cheap, I figured worst case scenario, I'm not going to play 5th edition, but I can always...
I like the way the 5 for 5th edition makes it look like sedition.
It does, doesn't it?
I wonder if that's deliberate.
I don't know, maybe. And I had to pick up this one because this is the only way you can get the Lost City of Gaxmore anymore. And it's kind of a classic because it was done by, Luke and Ernie. And Luke and Ernie Gygax. But it also has a lot of other pretty famous gaming alumni who worked on it. Let me see. Take a look at our credits real quick. Tom Tullis of Fat Dragon Games. Jeffrey Talanian, who did Hyperborea. Stephen Chenault, who, Troll Lord Games. James M. Ward, Metamorphosis Alpha Gamma World. Elisa Teague, I don't know. Davis Chenault is Castles and Crusades. Bill Webb, I forget everything that he's been part of, but that's a name I know. Alex Kammer, he's done some stuff, but I don't remember. Rob Schwalb, Shadow of the Demon Lord. Joe Manganiello.
I've ordered a copy of that finally.
Which one? Shadow of the Demon Lord?
Shadow of the Demon Lord, yeah.
You're gonna have to talk me through the rules on that one, because I'm serious, because I love the game, I love the idea, but I get kind of crushed on the rules. Oh, and Satine Phoenix worked on this one too.
Oh, I have a copy of Alien coming as well. That's your fault.
I know that's my fault. That's totally my fault. I should never have shown Noodle that instrument.
You should not. The sheer enthusiasm, I couldn't resist.
The Esoteric Order of Nerdity says in the comments, Amazing Adventures is actually a multi-genre RPG, which is technically right. You can do like sci-fi and like just pure modern and stuff with it. But the flavor, the presentation is definitely like very 1930s like pulp. Like the cover is like, very pulpy. The like I said, that adventure that they wrote is like literally just dealing with Nazi occultism and like stuff like that. So the main presentation is just like, that pulp feel.
Yes. I never read it as a pulp. I don't like pulp.
Did I show this stuff last week or not? I can't remember.
I don't think so. But let's see it again. Either way.
It's the Elite Dangerous RPG.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that one.
I managed to find a copy secondhand. It's quite hard to get hold of now. So that was distributed by Modiphius, I think. But it's not. But it's not their system. It's a D10 based system. It kind of falls somewhere between Cyberpunk and Traveller, I think. And if you want something that runs smoother than Traveller, but you want a Traveller feel to a game, I think this is a good choice if you can find a copy. I think the PDF's still easy to get.
It just takes you a week to learn how to fly a ship.
And just in case, I also picked up the Cypher System main book.
Nice.
I don't like their existing open license. I'm wondering if it'll soften a little as part of Orc. And I'm kind of tempted to just go through all the different games that have new open licenses with dodgy clauses in them and just make something really offensive for each of them to see if they enforce it.
Which one was the license where you basically had to destroy all your book? Was that Monty Cook?
I think so, yeah. His one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Well, okay, so we did have a little positivity this week, and I think we had some good laughs, and we didn't just yammer on about how horrible WOTC is the whole time. I mean, even though they are, and I know the OGL stuff has got everybody upset and pissed.
Well, at this point, what hasn't been said about it yet? I mean, it's one of those things we could rail on for hours about it, but it's all rehashing the exact same stuff. Nothing.
It kind of is. At this point, I'm almost in a wait until they finally release the final version mode. Although
it is somehow worse.
Well, I mean, every time they put out an extra one, it's like it doesn't really improve on the one before it, because it's basically the same stuff. It's just worded differently.
The big problem right now is, and somebody in the chat mentioned this earlier too, is like that initial bipartisan like outrage where everyone was like came together and it's like, yeah, this is shit. Like it's kind of dying down and stuff is starting to splinter again because they're pushing that whole morality clause. And then like certain people is like, well, if you don't agree with the morality clause, obviously you just want to make racist KKK games. So so we're getting that stuff again. It's going to turn into
Have they never played D&D?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, the survey is the only new news, whether they pay any attention to it or not. But you don't have to be in D&D Beyond to fill it out, so everyone should fill it out.
Yeah, although
just on the off chance.
I do hear that they're making you jump through a lot of hoops in order to completely cancel out your D&D Beyond stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that, and I say it's all the fucking time it seems like, but they're going to go fully digital more than likely. They're going to do a foundry and have their own giant system where if you want to start playing D&D, hey, it's $5 per character. Get it up, Pony Boy. And
no. They'll do it just like they do on D&D Beyond. Your first, I think it'll hold like up to 3 to 5 characters, but every character after that you have to pay for the extra slots.
Your first 8 ball is free, kiddo. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they'll microtransaction people to death, and I don't know. I mean, we don't think it'll work, but you never know. 15 to 20 years down, 15 to 20 years down the line, they may have got the system perfected, and people might be so used to microtransactioning that they don't care.
They just love being little pig piggies. Oink, oink, oink.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of kids are, like you said, they're asking for game credit cards and all this other stuff so that they can get the new skins in Fortnite and all this other stuff. So
can we call it
maybe we are losing, maybe we're destined to lose. We're destined to fail. Maybe so.
Yeah. Well, the challenge is going to be the future generations coming down the line, 5 years, 10 years, where this has been so normalized, they won't even realize how much pushback there was. They'll have no idea if any of this ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of, just buying the PDF on D&D Beyond, we just go play Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think Wizards of the Coast is capable of making good enough products to sustain themselves for the next decades.
Well, also on top of that, you realize that with them calling it one D&D, it's getting away from the edition thing. You got people who have no idea there were other editions before this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
there'll be those problematic editions.
Are you telling me there's a whole race of fucking space monkeys? I'm telling you, bro. It'd be basically like underground D&D or underground RPG books. I got that super skinless book for 95,000, friend. Like collector stuff. It all is more or less just kind of like a headcanon thing and trying to foresee the future without a crystal ball. There's no telling how what's going to go down or how it's going to go down. No one knows. We can kind of read the tea leaves a bit and see what's going on, but besides that, no one really actually knows anything.
Oh no, I know. I'm a historian.
In horse armor.
Low spec. Yeah, you're right. The microtransactioning with PCs and console games, it's our fault. Brian James, you say theater of the mind breaks their model, but does it? Here's my challenge to you. Go find a younger person, like let's say, I don't know, 12, and ask them to solve a particular problem. An easy one, like stacking some stuff up on a table that's too heavy for them or something. See if they can figure it out. And I'm not kidding. They don't seem to have much imagination for doing anything, as far as figuring out problems. They don't necessarily think creatively. They don't read books for the most part. They're used to people just telling them what to do or just doing what they want to do and being left alone to do it.
My favorite test is to tell kids to put buckets of water in a truck, and usually 9 out of 10 they'll fucking fill the water bucket up in the ground and try and lift it into the truck and spill it fucking everywhere. Instead of just putting the bucket in the truck and filling it up in the truck, they always try and do it the hard way all the fucking time.
Exactly. They don't have the creative thinking to think outside the box.
Young people nowadays are completely imbecilic.
Why are you making kids put water in your truck? What kind of weird hobby is that?
It's called the
He likes to hydrate, Victor.
Yeah.
Look, we don't have money for toys, so we got to be creative.
They call him the bucket man.
I love my water bucket. I've had my water bucket for years.
Yeah.
I call him Bucky.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we're doomed to fail or not, or if there'll be a renaissance and we'll get it all back or what. It's hard to say.
Cycles.
Yeah. I do think it's cyclical.
Well, so. But I think there's gonna be a new. I do think there's a new renaissance of it all coming. It won't be like the old one.
There'll be a new hotness. Some will come out, be a whole new hotness. It'll be a good story, a good game. It'll defeat D&D. But then over time, will become the not new hotness.
I've got an idea. Why don't we make a new TikTok challenge for the kids? Hey kids, here's your new TikTok challenge. Play Dungeons and Dragons in person without a virtual tabletop, without miniatures.
Well, I'm screwed.
Try that.
I like Foundry though.
You expect me to suddenly go out and get friends in real life at almost 40?
Yes.
No.
Well, that's one of the things though. Wargaming does keep that part of the hobby alive. Going out, meeting another person, being a board table, and using miniatures and stuff. That's one thing that'll probably never go away. There's a certain aspect to having your dudes and playing your friends in a store with there's people talking around you and all that fun shit.
Ash, what's a buckyball?
I got no clue.
I have no idea either.
It sounds sphere of carbon atoms.
Oh.
Your kids do that all the time. Play tabletop games. Yeah, you're good. You're good, Kyle.
Buckminster Fuller.
Buckminster Fuller.
Yes, Buckminster Fullerine.
Squeaker, stop. There's always people you can play with in person.
Well, just with the whole D&D Beyond thing, I think there is a lot of like ease of access for new players because with the subscription you get access to all the stuff. I mean, with my society, like they were just like, okay, make a D&D Beyond account, and we'll add you to the society repository, and you'll get access to all the source books that we can give access to everyone that's a paying society member. So like with that, I made an account, sent it over, and I'll get access to all the source books. So that way it's like an ease of access thing into like it's kind of like a starting point. So and obviously 5e is what most people are playing, most of the new people are playing. So I'm guessing my first like full length campaign will probably be 5e. But yeah, so
all 6 sessions of it.
Maybe. I mean, they did say like there'll be other games for sure. Pathfinder was mentioned. Like I mentioned in our group chat, Wrath and Glory, which is I believe Grim, you were saying a Warhammer game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So there'll be a bunch of other games, and I'll see if I can get them to play Whitechester. So we'll see.
Hey. Get them to play Scarlet Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Get them to play Advanced Modernity.
Yeah.
Or I could get them to play
Simple
Goblin Slayer.
Modernity.
Or Goblin Slayer.
No, don't buy that. That's shit. Buy Advanced Modernity.
Yeah, just step up and like bring a random game and say, "Hey, let's try this for tonight. Just do a one shot."
But you better know how to run it first.
But back to my
you're
like
gonna end up
ease
getting
of
roped
access
into
point, it's quick and all the systems are there and you can play the games online. All the resources are there. So it's like, why is there a need to go to a store, buy the book, store the book, like go to a place, take a massive rucksack with you with all these books? If you want miniatures, you got those. When all you do, log in.
It's a rite of passage.
I get that. I'm not against it. I personally would prefer in person with books. That's me personally. But I'm saying for a lot of new people that want to get into the genre, get into the hobby, there is a very big ease of access there. So there is that. Who won't care about the nuance of OGL licenses and won't care about because everything is on D&D Beyond.
I fear that friendly local gaming store is going to become a thing of the past at some point.
Well, not always, because if you want to run a tournament, you got to run it somewhere. If you want to do a daily gaming thing, see, I think that wargaming and D&D are going to be completely schismed because you can't really enjoy wargaming online. At that point, you're playing a fucking video game.
Maybe it'll be a good thing when the normies are on D&D Beyond playing 6.5 or whatever the new thing will be in like 10 years, and we'll be over here playing like our physical like OSR games without getting bothered by a bunch of danger hairs anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, there will always be that no one can take your physical media away from you.
Yeah.
You have that. You can still play that.
They're
If you don't want
trying.
to play the
They're
new
gonna try.
crap, then they can try, but they won't succeed because there will always be a niche of players wanting physical media. It's never going to go away. So you can let the new people have their crap. You can have the old people have the original books and wargaming, and everyone can do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, guys. Well, we're over time, so let's close her down, shall we?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us today, everyone out there in the chat. And I saw the lively chat going on about XP. I'm sorry for stirring that bucket. I didn't mean to.
You dare kick this hornet nest, sir?
I did, and I hope nobody got feelings hurt between anybody in there. And I think we're all basically kind of friends, and we all kind of rib each other a bit. And hopefully, nobody took anything to heart.
I did. I'm insulted. Canceled.
Dude, you were in the army. You're already at the lowest rung. You can't
Sir,
get any more insulted.
You hurt my fees, and I'm going to call the president. He's going to be like, and
then shit himself.
Listen here, fat.
Oh no!
Fucking
no politics. No politics.
You get confused and walk into a bush again.
That's just some old man curmudgeonry.
How can one president run 47 natural ones? How's he doing this? Nat one. Which one is the healer? Nat one.
Let's just hope he's not sniffing anybody's hair. But anyway.
He fell down walking up the stairs.
All right. Anyway, let's close it down. So, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will catch you again next week.
Wash your
but
dicks.
until then, yeah, definitely.
Bye, everyone.
And until then.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.